Hello, hey Beverly. Hey, Work Too Flow Too. I'm gonna give everybody time to come in, but I'm gonna test the mic real quick. Drop me a one if y'all can hear me because I'm using a new software or app, whatever you call it. So I just need to make sure you guys can hear me well before I get started. I need to make sure everybody can hear me well before I get started. And make sure y'all can see the screen. If y'all can see my disclaimer, drop me a one. Okay, I see Nightbot working. Good job, Nightbot. Nightbot is going to be posting some important links. The link to our Facebook prayer group. Click the link and join that. Anybody is welcome to join that. Nightbot also got the link to my backup page where I'm going to be speaking politics, religion, spirituality, which is two different things. But I'm going to drop some heavy Jews. And that channel was called Malika the Truth Speaker. So when y'all see that link, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to that link. And it's always gonna be heavy Jews over here because we woke. Period. We woke. Period. And I can't wait to get off into this presentation. I'm gonna try to get some more people in before I get started because I would hate to have to start over or people coming in the middle, disrupting the lab, disrupting the chat room. So I'm gonna give some people time enough to come in. And like I said, just come in, drop me a one if you guys can hear me and see the screen. This is the new app that I'm using. We can no longer use Google Hangouts. So this is another route that I had to take to present this lab to y'all today. And of course, as always, I'm a little shaky. I'm a little nervous, but I said a long prayer for me and for the chat room, for my mods especially. Mods, I need y'all on guard. I don't care who they are. If they coming to disrupt or start any type of drama, block them, mute them. I don't care what you do. Just keep the distractions away. Period. Keep the distractions away. We don't need any distractions. Okay, as people start to come in, I just want to let y'all know, all my new people, I didn't get where I'm at today because I'm a people pleaser. Okay, if y'all like me, cool. I love you guys. But I did not get to where I'm at today because I'm a people pleaser. I got here because of my passion and the fact that I'm a truth seeker. Okay, so if this platform is not for you, go ahead and unsubscribe because we getting ready to break this Kierra case, Coles case down to the nitty gritty, down to crumbs, down to shreds. We getting ready to crush it. Do you hear me? And if you can't take the heat, go ahead and get out the kitchen. Okay, I don't even pay attention to my number of subscribers because they'll go up, they'll go down. So I just stopped paying attention to it. That is not my focus. So if you think that this presentation is going to be all about trying to appease the people, then you are highly mistaken. Anybody that know me know what I'm about, and that's getting the truth and fighting for the victims. Period. The only side I'm on is the side of those that can't speak for themselves. So if anybody have anything against that, go ahead and just unsubscribe or remove yourself from the chat room. That's fine. I don't think we'll miss you like that. But my mods had already been alerted to keep the distractions away, and I'm gonna be in behind the scenes presenting everything to y'all, and I'm gonna leave it up to them to make sure they do so. I do not want to have to look in the chat room and see somebody disrespecting us, trying to debate. This is not a debate. This right here is not a debate. Okay, as y'all know, I dive deep into these cases. I had the presence of the Holy Spirit working with me as well as an awesome team. So this right here is not up for debate. It is what it is. So what I'm gonna do today is conclude our investigation on this Kierra Coles case. Okay, that does not mean I'm going to stop seeking justice for her or wanting justice for her or praying for her. That's not what it means. What it means is I'm not going to continue to dig for information. Now, if some new information surfaces and I have to do a part two, sure, no problem. But as far as my digging, I think we've done enough digging. We've done enough digging to draw a conclusion. And so that's why we presenting this lab to y'all today. But let me go ahead and give my shout out and say hello to everybody before I begin. And again, drop me a one if you guys can hear me well. And let me put back up the disclaimer. It looked like it went away. And if y'all could see the disclaimer, or when y'all could see it, drop me a one. If I'm echoing or buffering or anything like that, just let me know. Okay, justice for Kierra. That's what we here for. So y'all can drop some justice for Kierra in there because this baby definitely deserves justice. And I know she's a grown woman, but I still call these young ladies babies, because every case that I've been looking into, they're younger than me, so they are considered babies to me. So while we get started, if you can, go ahead and drop justice for Kierra in the chat room. I'm working behind the scenes on getting everything together for you. Okay. Like I said, this is the new app I'm using, so I'm not really used to this. Okay, I do want to tell you guys, just in case you are not aware, that I am monetized. And I decided to get monetized because I decided to do this thing full time and look into different cases. And also, if I can raise money to help certain families who in need. So I'm not doing it for my own personal or selfish gain, but I feel like when I come across these families and these stories, if I have anything to give or to help out the situation, I want to be able to do so. Okay, so if you guys notice, we have the what is it called? The smart chat or whatever it's called in there if you guys want to donate. But like I said, it's not for my own personal benefit. I want to be able to help those in need if I can. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started. And I'm trying not to waste too much time, so I'm not going to go all through the list, but I'm going to give a shout out to everybody. Hey, everybody in the chat room, much love to y'all. Y'all know how I do. I'm going to be working behind the scenes at the same time. I'll be looking in there and looking at you guys' comments and stuff. But at the end of this live, I'm going to try to make sure we have time to answer any questions, okay? All right, so my disclaimer is back up. Y'all can hear me well. Let's get it. Okay. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? It's gonna be some mad folks today, but I really don't care because to be honest with you all and keep it real with you all, which I just that's what I do. I've already messaged Joseph Coles yesterday, and I let him know I'm going live. I'm presenting information, and I'm fighting for Kierra at the end of the day. So that's just what it is. Okay. All right, so we're going to call this live Kierra Coles, occult symbolism, astrology, numerology, and inconsistencies in this story. Now, if a lot of you guys have not been following me for a while, you guys know I look at things from the natural and I also look at things from the spiritual because I know that we are fighting or we are wrestling. We're not wrestling with flesh and blood, but we are fighting a spiritual warfare. Okay, and a lot of things that I've been coming across it have everything to do with occult symbolism, numerology, astrology. So that's exactly what I was going to do in her case as well. Look into it in a spiritual standpoint and see what I can pull out. And baby, we have 106 flags to go through. I think this is actually the most that I've done so far, as far as a presentation. So we're going to be here for like a good 2 hours. And I'm already wasted like 15 minutes talking. So all right. So I've seen a lot of symbolism. I have some numerology to point out and astrology, and a lot of inconsistencies in the story. So sit back, strap your seatbelt on, and enjoy the ride, y'all, because it's about to get good and grimy. All right, so you guys know that I have introduced you guys, with some of you guys, a lot of you guys that already knew about it, but I had introduced a lot of you guys to the 7-Eleven and a 9/11, and we've seen 7-Eleven and 9/11 all over other cases that we looked into. It wasn't until I got to digging into Kierra Coles' case where I seen a lot of 8/11s as well. So I went back to Children of Israel, and if you guys don't know, go ahead and subscribe to him. I got his picture up right there. And because Children of Israel is somebody who was a Mason before, and God called him out of it, and he's doing a lot of exposing. Okay, still trying to get his family members and friends that he went to school with out of Masonry. So I took a lot of information from him and applied it to the cases that I was researching, and I'm like, wow, this stuff is for real. Okay, but what I had not presented to you guys was 8/11. Not saying that 8/11 wasn't in Kanika's case or wasn't in Malia's case, but it was just a fact of the matter that I was seeing so much 7/11 and 9/11. I didn't even think to look for 8/11. But here in Kierra's case, I saw so much 8/11 to where I was like, okay, let me go back to this video because I believe 8/11 also means orchestrated chaos. So I went back to his video, and as you guys can see, on one side, I have a screenshot of his video that he did. So you can see the 7/11, 8/11, as well as 9/11 means orchestrated chaos. So in Kierra's case, you're going to see all three. You're going to see the 7/11, you're going to see the 8/11, you're going to see the 9/11. I could have did a video, and I could have did one with Kierra comparing it to others. Let me just say that. But I decided to just do this alone because there was so much, y'all. Okay, but I could have pointed out a lot of comparisons in other videos, other stories. Okay, but I want you guys to pay attention to the 7/11 as well as the 8/11 and 9/11 in this story. If you guys follow me, drop ones. If you guys need me to move back, you don't understand some stuff, drop two because I'm glancing inside the chat room. All right. So you know that we always notice that there's colors or a theme when it comes to the stories. Okay. If you guys feel me, drop me a one if you know what I'm talking about. When we look into these stories, we always see either a theme or a color. And sometimes even colors can be a theme. Even colors can represent a theme or an agenda. Okay. In Kierra Coles' case, we see a lot of red, black, and white. Pay attention to that. Red, black, and white, as we know, is satanic colors. Okay, especially when you're a part of an occult. It's a satanic color. Okay, and we see a lot of red, white, and blue. But I put here red, white, red, white, and blue, which is United States colors. Now I know a lot of you guys may be saying, well, she worked for the U.S., government, the postal work. Okay, but at the same time, we've seen the red, white, and blue before. Who remembers that? Drop me a one. We've seen in Bella's case where it was balloons, but then we see balloons of cartoon characters. I don't know exactly what cartoon character it was, but then we seen a red, white, and blue balloon, a flag balloon. And we like, okay, why is that flag balloon mixed in with the characters? You see what I'm saying? So we've seen a red, white, and blue before in many cases. Okay, this is nothing different. So maybe to your untrained eye, it might just come off as the red, white, and blue means, United States postal worker. But at the same time, you can just say it means United States, period. Okay. So we have the red, black, and white satanic colors, and we have the red, white, and blue. I already prayed, and I'm gonna ask the Father again to please open the eyes and the ears of the people, guide them to all understanding. Use me as a vessel, Lord. Get your word across. Father God, I am not here, but I allow my body to be given up and used as a living sacrifice. I love you, Lord, and we thank you so much for giving us this revelation because you have brought it once again. These prayers I ask in your son, Jesus, Yeshua name. Amen. Let's get it. Okay, so could her color theme mean that she was sacrificed to Satan for the United States government? I want y'all to swallow that. Does the upcoming election have anything to do with this case? Or should I say political, for political purposes, or the upcoming election? Okay, political parties. Do it have anything to do with this case as well as other cases? Okay, so I want y'all to digest what I just said. We're going to break this case down to shreds, starting with these news reports and missing persons flyers going around. Chapter one, and I divided this stuff into chapters because there was so much, and I also did not want to be confused because, as I put right here, Satan, we have to remember he is the father of lies and he is the author of confusion. Nothing godly comes out of lies and confusion. Whenever you see stories and it's a lot of lies and a lot of confusion surrounding those stories, you better believe that it's Satan behind them. He is the father of all lies and he is the author of confusion. So that's what I entitled this first chapter we're going to look at. Okay, and we're going to start right here with NBC News, who makes false reports on Kierra Coles. Okay, and so what I did was I went to NBC News, and you guys can do the same thing. And NBC News shows the footage of alleged Kierra walking past her car and walking off frame. Okay, and right after that happens, the guy comes on and he speaks about Kierra Coles. Okay, and so I screenshotted that very moment. In the corner, what did I get? Where I circled, I got a 911. Okay, and something told, like the Holy Spirit told me, screenshot it. I screenshot that very moment. I can't make this stuff up, y'all, and I got a 911. 6 plus 5 equals 11. 6 plus 3 equals 9. Okay, y'all see I got a 911 right in the corner as he began to speak about the case of Kierra Coles. Okay, and at the bottom it says, according to authorities, surveillance video shows missing postal worker Kierra Coles walking near her Southside home on October the 2nd. And then it also says, it also says hours later, I kind of just got that in my way. It says just hours later, she was reported missing by her family. Okay, so all that is lies. That's why I just put lies. Lies you tell, because all that is lies. For one, we know, even according to her family, that was not Kierra Coles. And I'm not even going to believe right now her family was the first person to put this out. I think there was a lot of talk around whether or not that was Kierra, and eventually, they admitted, no, that's not her. So we know that person that was caught on surveillance was not Kierra Coles, so that's a lie. It also talks about on October the 2nd, and that's a lie, and I'm gonna prove to you guys that's a lie. It also says just hours later she was reported missing by her family. That's a lie. Okay, so the news immediately give us a whole bunch of lies about this case. Okay, we all know that Karen did not report Kierra Coles missing just a couple hours after the 2nd, but this is what's put out there. Okay, let's continue. All right, so this is a screenshot of the footage that we have for those that haven't seen the footage of the supposed to be Kierra Coles, and everything was caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera, okay, of her walking out of frame. And if you pay attention to the timestamp, it says 3, meaning the 3rd day on a Wednesday. Okay, not October the 2nd, but the 3rd. Okay, the 3rd. So the news just told us that she was seen walking past her vehicle and out of frame on the 2nd. But here it is, we have a timestamp for the 3rd. And so what I did, just to make sure this was the original footage and timestamp, I found another video from the original footage so I can show you guys that this is exactly the timestamp they gave us. But what I want you guys to pay attention to right here, shout out to my girls who helped me put this thing together. This right here is a screenshot of the apartment building that caught the footage, okay, that actually recorded her walking. Okay, so we're going to call it camera A and camera 3. And this is what they call it, okay? So camera A, can y'all see my mouse? Let me know if y'all can see my mouse. Drop me a 1. Because I hate to be pointing at stuff and y'all can't see it. Okay, so camera A is pointing towards the right, and camera A is the camera that's by the door. Okay? Kierra apartment is about 2, maybe 3 houses down, or should I say apartments down from this building right here, over to the right. Okay, so y'all can't see my mouse? Okay, good. So camera A is the first camera, I guess you could say, motion, and it's a motion camera. So it looks like it's pointing down, but it's a motion camera. So camera A is the first camera that catches Kierra walking. Camera 3 is the one that catches her after camera 1 did not catch her. Camera 3 picked her up until she walked off of out of range. Okay. And as I said, Kierra's actual building is about 2 or maybe 3. We couldn't really possibly figure it out, but it's like 2 or 3 buildings down from this building right here. Okay. So right here is Kierra's building. Okay. So like I said, the right of that building is Kierra. So it didn't catch her walking out the door, of course, because we all know it wasn't her, but let me just make it clear. It didn't catch anyone walking out the door. It just caught somebody on the sidewalk right here, okay? And walking past camera 1 until camera 3 picked her up and she walked out of frame. You guys, are y'all with me? Okay, so here's another view of it right here. And also with the same timestamp, I made sure I went to the original videos and I made sure I got make sure it's the same timestamp. If you look in the corner, I have the timestamp highlighted. Okay, it says 03. So this will be on the 3rd, on a Wednesday, not the 2nd as it was reported. Okay, according to the timestamp, it was on the day of the 3rd that this person was seen dressed in a United States postal worker outfit walking past the cars and off camera. Okay, right here where the guy is pointing is where Kierra is. Okay, so this building right here would be the building that I showed y'all with the cameras. Right here off to the side, camera A is angled this way. Camera A is pointing here and it's catching her walk right here. Not A, I keep saying A, camera 1. If I say A, I mean 1. Okay, so camera 1 is actually catching her right here walking. And it's not until she gets until the front of the building where the other camera is that camera 3 pick it up. You guys following me? Okay, so right here, look at the bottom, how I say camera 3. Okay, so the other one was they called it camera A, and this one right here is camera 3. So once she gets in front of the building, camera 3 picks up the movement until she walks out of frame. Y'all feel me? Okay. All right. So I did some circling right here so you guys I just want you guys to peep it. Okay, so right here at the bottom, you see where they labeled it as camera 1. So it's the camera 1 and the camera 3. Okay, that picked this up. Like I said, camera 1 is the camera that supposedly, allegedly, picked her up walking from the start of when we first see her. Camera 3 is what picked her up after this camera went out of range, after she went out of range from this camera right here. At the top, you'll notice the same timestamp, 03, which means it happened on the 3rd and not the 2nd as they reported. Okay, this is 10:03 on a Wednesday. Okay, right here where I circled, okay, just to let you guys know, let me back it up a little bit. Right here where I circled the imposter, I'm just gonna call her the imposter, okay, because we all know it's not Kierra. At least we all believe it's not Kierra. This will be where her building is at. Kierra's building set on the corner of the street. Okay, so right here is where her building will be at. Kierra's truck was parked on the opposite side of her house, of her apartment. So where I circled this circle at right here behind a tree, this is where her truck was parked, or what we believe is her truck. Okay, it's the black truck, and I believe one of my people told me it was the Mitsubishi. I'm not sure about that, but Her truck was parked directly across from her apartment. Okay? So I circled that so you guys can see where her truck was parked at. So you guys can see that her apartment was right here, that's set on the corner, and her vehicle was parked directly across from her apartment. And as you guys, if you guys see, I didn't want, I could not upload any footages or anything like that because I didn't want to get any copyright strikes for playing any of their footages. So what I want you guys to do, if you guys got to recall this stuff and look at this stuff on your own, go ahead and make sure you do that. But I made sure I highlighted everything for you. So what we saw was her walk right past all of this. She walked past her truck. So if this was actually Kierra and she was going to work, all she had to do was walk across the street and get in her truck, pull off. Y'all feel me? She didn't do that. Okay, this person right here continued down this path up the block as if they was deliberately trying to get caught by the camera. Okay? Okay, so I'm gonna break down the numbers on the surveillance real quick. The surveillance that they actually show us on the news, and it's different seconds, okay? But the seconds I said don't matter. The entire time she's seen on surveillance are between the time of 11:53 to 11:54. Okay, the seconds don't matter because the 11:53 and 11:54 give us the 8:11 and a 9:11. Are y'all with me? And I broke it down just for those that don't see it. Okay, if you look on one side, you got the 5 plus 3, that equals 11. You got the 11 right there. 5 plus 4 equals 9. You got the 11 right there. And if you want to put up a 7-11, you can just say 5 plus 2 equals 7, the 1 1, and you can take the 11 from the year because the year is also time stamped on the video. So on the surveillance, we have a 8-11, 9-11, and 7-11. As I said, the seconds don't matter because the hour and the minute say enough. It speaks volumes. We have a 7-11, 8-11, and 9-11. Okay? All right, let's get into it. A developing story. 26-year-old postal worker has been missing for nearly a week. So they have been talking about this story since the time she was reported missing. They had updated a developing story. You guys, please stop messaging me. A developing story since the time she's been missing, and we see the same headline. 26-year-old postal worker has been missing or has been missing for a week, has been missing for 2 weeks, has been missing for 9 months, but the story never changed as far as the headline. 26-year-old postal worker gone missing. Okay? The reason why I'm pointing this out. Pay attention. Okay, so right here, I have a flyer, which if you pay attention to flyers, it's always either in red, black, and white, Satan colors, or in red, white, and blue, colors of the United States. Okay, in every flyer you see up here, you get one or the other as far as colors. But what I want you guys to really pay attention to is the age and the date of birth. Okay, we're going to look at the height, weight, and all the other numbers and stuff later. But right now, I want you guys to pay attention to the age and the date of birth because this is definitely an eye opener. Well, was for me. Okay. Okay, number one, in her age, they say she's 26, which give us double sixes. Okay, her date of birth, she was born 9/24/91. That's a 666. Okay, we know all we have to do is flip the nines. The nines is nothing but an upside down six. We learned that in kindergarten. Okay, we say 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, so her date of birth, 9/24/91, gives us what? 666. Okay, number two. This was huge for me. If Kierra was born in 91, her real age would be 27 when she went missing, turning 28 this year of September. She's not 26. I'm going to let that soak in for a minute. If Kierra was born in 91, her real age is 27. and she's turning 28 in September. If anybody want to do the math real quick or use Google as their best friend, go right on ahead. Kierra was 27 when she went missing, not 26. And I just showed y'all the headline and a flyer with them saying missing postal worker, age 26. Did I not just show you guys that? Misinformation. Let it soak in. Okay, to prove to you guys that I am by Mr. Coles because I was trying to figure out what in the world is going on. So I messaged Mr. Coles and I said, Mr. Coles, what's Kierra's middle name? Because one of my girls was doing a report and she needed the middle name. And I said, and what's her date of birth? I didn't say what's her birthday. I said, what's her date of birth? Look what he answered. Look what he responds to me, y'all. He gave me the day, the month and the day, and left out the year. Y'all know I don't play that. I don't play that. I immediately got frustrated, like, oh, he think he's slick. Because what I really wanted was the year. I just wanted confirmation on the year. I asked for her date of birth, not her birthday. Okay? So after he said September 24th and she has no middle name, I reached back out to him and I said I sent him a picture of the flyer just so he can know. I already know what her year is. Or at least I already have something that's showing what her year is. But is this correct? And I said, the year, question mark. He replies back, yes. I said, okay, thanks. And he immediately goes into, he's creating a GoFundMe page, and he went straight to the question about his GoFundMe, and he wanted me to take a look at it to make sure everything was on point before he put it out. Now, guys, I had messaged at this point, Mr. Coles plenty of questions about Kierra prior to this right here, and he didn't respond at all. Okay, but he responded to this right here and immediately came back with a question about his GoFundMe. That didn't sit well with me. I'm trying to help you find answers about what happened to your daughter. I'm not here to help you set up a GoFundMe page. Now, I did agree to help him in any way that I could. Okay, but it just seemed like the timing was off for one. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, y'all, but it just didn't sit well with me. Okay, so he confirmed the year. He confirmed the 9/24/91. And he did not say to me, well, hold on, the flyer is incorrect. The news have been incorrect. And my daughter is not 26, but she's 27. Hello. He did not confirm this to me. He just said yes. That ain't sit well with me. Okay, Sharon, I got to make sure you get a ranch. I got you. Okay. So then I began to do some more digging, and what I come across, it was other articles that had her correct age on there. Okay, as you can see, NBC News reported her as being 27. Kierra Coles, 27, yet it's still saying was last seen on October the 2nd. And we just saw the timestamp of the surveillance footage saying she was last seen on the 3rd. And that particular footage was created on the 3rd. Okay, but they reported age 27. Got to doing some more digging. Find NBC News report on Kierra Coles, and what do we see? They reported her being 27 years old. Now, why is her family people campaigning and she's 26? Keep in mind, numbers matter. I just showed y'all 26 is double sixes. Her date of birth is 666. Who's with me? Who's with me? And yes, I could have very well said 29 and just had a 9, but they needed the 11 to go with the 9. Who's with me? Okay? So, do some more digging, and I found another article that lists both. No, I guess they say, well, you know what? We ain't about to try to argue with nobody or fight. We just don't list both. So, in the headlines, they have her as age 26, But when you get to reading the article, they have her as 27. This was the first thing that threw me off because I was like, wait a minute, it ain't been a whole year since she's been missing. How she started from 26, 27 that quick? This was the first thing that really raised the red flag for me. But then when I got to do some more digging, I said, oh, okay, I found her date of birth. I said, so she's actually 27 and not 26. But if you go to radio interviews, if you listen, even a mom said out her own mouth that Kierra Coles is 26. Let's get to the bottom of this, people, because she cannot be 26 years old and born in 91. Hello. Do anybody need to do some Google searches to do the math real quick? Drop me a one if I'm correct. If Kierra Coles was born in 91, that would make Kierra Coles 27. So why did mom, or why did anybody else, or why is activists, why is everybody still saying 26-year-old Kierra Coles? And she's going on 28. M. Shantae, all I can say to you is do some digging, listen to some videos, and you're going to hear everybody saying 26. But yet on the flyers, and even her father confirmed that she was born in 1991. So she's 27. And we just started inconsistencies in on different news reports that she was 27. And we had another news report that said, hell, she's 26 and 27. She can't be both. Hello. Y'all know I'm all for the right. I am all for the right. Your son's birthday is 9/14/91. Okay, drunk again, Meek. How old is your child? How old is your child? Let's go ahead and get it out there. I'll wait. How old is your child, drunk Meek? If you can remember. Because maybe they forgot. I was thinking, like, did they forget she was 27 and not 26? But this is information that needs to be accurate because we have flyers posted. She's on the news. She's being talked about in blog sites. We have activists out there working day and night. So this is stuff that needs to be verified. If anybody got a child who was born in 91 who hasn't had a birthday yet or getting ready to have a birthday, how old is your child? Put it in the chat room so everybody can know that Kierra Coles is actually 27 and not 26. I'm not here to play no games. And I actually said this to Joe Coles the very first time I spoke with him. I said, let me tell you something, Joe Coles. You know, somebody brought Kierra Coles' case to me and asked me to look into this case. I'm getting your permission to do some digging. But I put out there in plain sight, when I dig, I dig. And I got a team of people that dig. And I got a platform. If I throw that stuff out, they're going to get the digging. And he said, well, go ahead and dig. He basically gave me permission to go ahead and dig. He had nothing to hide. Nobody had anything to hide. So guess what we did? We started digging. Your son is 27. Hello. She's 27, sis. She'll be 28 this October. Okay. This coming September. Okay. So y'all are with me. She's not 26. She's 27. Okay. So we have another flyer right here with a lot of confusion on this flyer. First, I want you guys to pay attention to the colors. We got the red, white, and black. I told you guys, we even got the hellfire in the background. Now, if I do this live and y'all don't see that Satan is the author of confusion of this, I don't know what else to say because this right here is going to conclude my theory and my investigation. Okay? We see the satanic, we see the flyer, we see the fire on the flyer, we see the red, white, and black. Okay? Look at the very top of the flyer after it say missing Kierra Coles. What day did it give us last seen? It gave us Wednesday, October the 3rd, just like the footage. Just like the footage. It gave us Wednesday, October the 3rd. So this flyer don't say the second like the other flyers do. This flyer actually say the 3rd. Somebody was confused. Or they intentionally did this. Her age, they have listed again as 27. And I challenge you guys to find any flyer out there where it say her age is 27. I'm sorry, this flyer right here say her age is 26. And I challenge anybody to find a flyer that have her real age 27. Because all the flyers that I've seen up here, it says age 26. It says age 26. Okay, so not only is the age messed up, it looked like they actually have the last time she's quote unquote seen on footage, which would be Wednesday, October the 3rd. This is the only time I really seen the Wednesday, October the 3rd appear, because we just seen that the timestamp say Wednesday, October the 3rd and not the 2nd. Okay, also what I circled, because what I peeped out, is this flyer right here says she last seen near 82nd Street and Coles. First time I've seen that. So we have a lot of inconsistencies on this flyer right here. We had a wrong age, but we got the correct timestamp according to the footage. But we have that she was last seen near 82nd Street and Coles. Are y'all following me? Okay, so I pulled up another article where it said U.S. postal worker Kierra leaving her apartment at 82nd Street and Coles Avenue and walking past her car. I circled it so you all can see it. Okay, so now we have not only two different birthdays, we have two different dates. We got one date, October the 2nd and October the 3rd. Now we have two different locations. Jesus. I said the same thing, drunk again. I said, this can't be real. Because here it is, these are missing persons flyers being spread out, passed out all over social media. I'm assuming all throughout Chicago. And we cannot get her correct day that she was last seen. We can't get her correct age or her correct location. That stood out to me, y'all. Well, right here on this flyer, I circled, it says last seen on October the 2nd. The other one said the 3rd, right? And it says on this one that she was last seen near 81st Street and Vernon. Let's just soak in for a minute. 82 is an exotic number. Okay. I should have reached out to you about some of these numbers before I got started, Antoine, because you probably know there's a lot of numbers, more numbers and stuff in here. So maybe that's why they threw the 82 out there. Okay, so this flyer right here has a total different last seen date. This flyer right here have a total different place where she was last seen. And it don't even have an age on there at all. Okay, so just to kind of get you guys to peek that out. All right. Yeah, maybe even two different cars. Ouch, girl. And I got something to say about that too, real soon. Okay, so the numbers on the flyers equals. Y'all can kind of get a glance at this flyer. Look at this flyer, and I'm gonna break the numbers down in the flyers. I'm not looking at the phone numbers, but all the other numbers that's printed on the flyers, as far as her height, her weight, the branch number, because we got branch number 11. So all of this stuff I'm going to break down for y'all real quick. Let's break these numbers down. Okay, so the numbers on the flyer, we got 711, 811, and 911. Her height, 5'4". 5 plus 4 equals 9. Her weight, 125 pounds. 1 plus 2 plus 5 equals 8. Last seen, 81st Street. 8 plus 1 equals 9. Reward, 3,500. 3 plus 5 equals 8. So according to the numbers, we have 9898. Do y'all see that? And branch 11. So considering the numbers on the flyer, we have 911 and 811. And if you say 9 plus 8, you get 17. And you got a 711. Drop me a 1 if y'all with me. Because I told y'all, this is some hot and heavy stuff. And I know a lot of y'all is just new to the whole gematria and numerology and stuff like that. But if you watch some of my old videos, we breaking stories down using numbers plenty of times. So this ain't nothing new. Okay, we ain't new to this. We true to this right here. Okay, so we got 711, 811, and 911 all over the flyer. And guys, that's code for those that's new for orchestrated chaos. All right, we got another story. It says Coles 26 was last seen October the 2nd. She was leaving her Southside apartment for work, dressed in her postal uniform. Surveillance video shows her walking past her car and out of frame. Everything is wrong about this first paragraph. If I cannot believe this first paragraph, how can I believe anything else that they say? Because first of all, she wasn't 26. First of all, she was not last seen on that footage on the second because the footage timestamp say the third. And third of all, that was not her. And fourth of all, she don't have a car. She supposedly, allegedly have a truck. So this whole paragraph is completely wrong. False information at its finest. Okay? How can I go forward with anything else when you just told us the wrong age, the wrong day, the fact that wasn't even her? She walked past her car when she had a truck that I showed y'all in the beginning on the opposite side of her apartment, not a car. Come on now. The news has to get it right, right? How you gonna present this girl's case to the public and you got all this misinformation out there? Right here, we also have, according to WGN News, it's been more than 5 months since a pregnant postal worker went missing. Kierra Coles is pregnant with a son, according to WGN. Her due date is April 23rd. Pay attention to this real quick, y'all, because we got some more false information. Okay, Kierra Coles is pregnant with a son, and her due date is April 23rd. The news report Kierra was pregnant with a son. Maybe that's because of Karen's statement that Kierra was sure she was having a boy. Because Karen once made a statement that Kierra was sure she was having a boy. But according to Joe Coles, he says the sex of the baby was unknown. Period. He never spoke of a girl. He never spoke of a boy. He just simply said the sex of the baby was unknown. But let me show you where they possibly got the whole boy thing from and ran with it, I guess. Okay, so right here, this is where this is where they possibly got the fact that it was a boy. But look at what this says. Cole's due date was April the 16th. I'm gonna let this soak in. Did we just read that her due date was April 23rd? If anybody ain't deaf and y'all ain't blind and y'all just read that her due date was April 23rd, please drop me a one. Because I started thinking that my eyes, ears, and all my senses was playing tricks on me. Okay, so here it is. We read Cole's due date was April the 16th. Now, where did they get this number from? Because if you spoke to anybody in the family or anybody who just gave the other WGN news, it should have said April 23rd. And while the sex of the unborn baby was unknown, Philip said her daughter was sure she was having a boy. Okay, so we just seen that she made a statement that Kierra was sure she was having a boy. Go down to the bottom that I circled. Philip said she was also Philip said she also called Cole's boyfriend of 6 years, who is also the expected father to be. Kierra was going to name the baby a junior. She always said that. And this is Karen's statement that Kierra always said that she was having a boy and she was going to name her baby a junior. If it's a boy, she'll name him a junior. Okay, so WGN must have took this statement, I don't know, and they actually recorded that she was pregnant with a boy, and she was due on April the 23rd. Where they get that date from, I have no idea. Y'all, I have no idea. So now we have two different due dates. We have one parent saying boy, and we have another parent saying unknown. Are y'all following me? This chapter right here is called Satan, the author of confusion and the father of all lies. Okay, here's Joe Cole's statement right here saying we didn't even know the gender. Joe Cole told the Sun Times. This is a whole different news report. We don't even know the gender. So he said clear as day. I'm not going to say boy. I'm not going to say we believe it to be a boy. We don't know the gender, period. Okay, and if you notice with Joe Coles, I'm just gonna point this out. He always gets to take into account of the questions off Kierra, put it on him. All I can do is just keep hope alive. I take my grandkids, we pass out flyers, we don't miss the day, is what he said. Okay, but keep everything on track. He don't know a gender, is what he put out there. But we have other news articles saying it was a boy. Okay, all the flyers you see of Kierra Coles' age say 26 and not her real age, 27. The flyers and news articles gives us two different last seen dates and locations. News reports Kierra was last seen walking past her car when that was not Kierra, and she drove a truck and not a car. WGN News reports Kierra was pregnant with a son. So I just asked the question, why wasn't all this misinformation corrected? Sorry. Why wasn't all this misinformation corrected? Because here it is, she's still missing. And you have people who have hope that she's still alive. So wouldn't we at least want to have right the last place that she was seen alive and the last day? Wouldn't we at least want to have that right? Okay, forget the age. Okay, wouldn't we at least want to have right when was the last time she was seen alive? If they want to push to the people that that was her on the footage, wouldn't you have that right and the location right? I had already told them. I'm gonna break this case down. Okay, chapter 2, Lucky Libra. We've seen that a lot. Okay, we've seen Lucky Libra a lot because according to the flyers, Kierra had a tattoo on her back that said Lucky Libra. For those that don't know, so chapter 2, which is very short, I just wanted to point some stuff out. I entitled Lucky Libra or Code 666 because we have to look at this stuff, y'all. They put code inside of stories. And if your eyes is not trained and you don't have the Holy Spirit, because my eyes is not always trained, but thank God for the Holy Spirit, because I heard the Holy Spirit say to me specifically, look up Lucky Libra. If it wasn't for the Holy Spirit telling me to look up Lucky Libra, I probably would have just let that fly. So let's look up Lucky Libra. Okay, so right here, I just posted the flyer so you guys can see. You'll say October the 2nd. This one right here have 26 years old. Once again, like I said, I couldn't find a flyer that have her real age 27. But down here you see Lucky Libra. It had the fake footage. Okay, parents knew it wasn't her, but it had pictures of the fake video. Okay, but right here it has Lucky Libra. She have a tattoo called Lucky Libra on her back. So I researched Lucky Libra to see exactly what code was they putting out there. So celestial number is 6 according to numerology. This reveals to us that people born under Libra have a special affinity to the number 6 and will be lucky on those days of the month when the digits of the day reduces to 6, namely the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th of the day of the month. So we got a 666. If y'all didn't catch that, it's right here. Once again, I Googled Lucky Libra and I looked at some images. So the Libra lucky numbers, so what they tell you is the lucky numbers. They're giving you a 666 in the word Lucky Libra. So I circle right here in the corner the Libra's lucky numbers, which is 6, 15, and 24. 666. 33, 42, and 51. 666. So they put the 666 code inside of Lucky Libra. And I looked for photos, just to throw that out there, of pictures of Kierra Coles with her back showing so we can actually see the Lucky Libra tattoo, so I can be convinced that she actually had a Lucky Libra tattoo and it wasn't just the code. And I could not find a photo where I seen the Lucky Libra tattoo. It kind of reminded me of another case that we was looking at, you guys, and it had that she had stars on her back, and nobody can really find a photo of her showing her back with the stars. Drop me a one if y'all get what I'm saying. But we just had to go along with it when the stars could have been symbolic just as the lucky Libra could have just been symbolic. So if you guys seen it, let me know. But I could not find a photo with her back showing where I can see a tattoo saying lucky Libra. Let's break this down. Okay, what is the element of Libra? So when I looked up Libra, I looked up the element of Libra because if y'all can remember from another case, um, which I'm trying not to compare them a lot, but sometimes you have to, so people can actually get it. From another case, her element, or they did everything based off of Aquarius, and Aquarius meant water, and this person was wet. She was found in the freezer, but she was wet. Okay, so by her being wet, I said, okay, so they used the Aquarius, which means water, and she was found wet. Well, here in Kierra Coles' case, what do you have? Her element means air. It means air. Is that a coincidence or no? Because she, quote unquote, vanished into thin air. Okay, Kierra's Libra sign element is air. She vanishes into thin air without a trace. Coincident or not? Coincident or not? Do y'all get what I'm saying about how they also play with astrology and they use astrology to help create the story? They use the astrology to help create the story. So in one case, you had what did I say? Aquarius, and Aquarius means water, and this person was found wet because we was told she was unthawed within a few hours. But we knew that wasn't true, right? So in this case right here, her element is air. Her sign's element is air. And so the story that was created was that she vanished into thin air. Come on now. Hey y'all. Everybody knew they're just coming in. Yeah, they getting mad. I see they getting mad already, and I'm getting text messages and everything, but I ain't paying them no mad because I'm letting you know, I'm letting them have it. Because at the end of the day, I'm the voice for the Most High, and the Most High want to speak out on these cases and expose darkness. Then so be it. So be it. Okay, chapter 3. And they really about to get mad now. The family up here, Coles, signs, and symbolism. And I'm going to tell y'all this. It's not just with this case right here. For those that's new to me, this is what I do. We always start from the inside and work our way out. This is just what we do. When I first came on doing cases, I told y'all right away I'm starting from the bottom and working my way to the top. Same thing, starting from the inside and working my way out. Same thing, nothing different. Okay, I always look at the people that's the closest to the victim, and now I'm gonna make sure I do that because I'm seeing the same pattern. Okay, so I don't care about no feelings right now. It's all about here, and it's all about getting answers. And a lot of people are losing sleep trying to figure out what happened to her. So hopefully I can bring some kind of rest to you guys today. All right. So chapter 3, the family of Kierra Coles. We're gonna look at some signs and symbolism. Okay, so right here, right away, I got the two photos of mom and dad side by side. The first thing that stood out to me right away was the red, black, and white. Remember, I just told you guys we're gonna continue to see the red, black, and white, and the red, white, and blue. The red, black, and white again, satanic. Red, white, and blue again, U.S. government, United States. Okay, and for me to just throw out there because I didn't orchestrate this, I just put them together. But both of them kind of got a little grin, a little smile. And it just don't appear to be the face of parents who is really suffering because they cannot find a child. And this is early on. Okay, so we see Karen in a red and white checker, and we see Joe Coles. If you actually look at all Joe Coles photos, news interviews, everything, you're going to see him in black, white, black, gray, black, gray, black, gray, white, black, period. I have not seen him in any other color but black and white, white and gray, black and gray, period. Okay, but look, you have the red and black. All right, I don't know who this person is right here. I didn't really identify this person right here, but I just went on and put it out there because this picture was floating around. I found it on Google and it looks very interesting. What do we have? We have the lady standing back here in red and black, and we have somebody over here in red, And this guy right here wearing blue and white. You have the same colors. Y'all, pay attention and peep. We got the red and black, and we got the red, black, and the red, blue, and white. I'm trying to make sure I don't stumble on any of this. Okay, so we got her right here in the red and black, wearing her satanic color. And then we got him right here in the blue and white, and he has somebody next to him showing the red, or she can definitely be representing the red. But either way it goes, you got the red, white, and blue, and you got the red, black, and white. I was trying to figure out was this the Masonic ring, but I really couldn't tell. But, okay. I also noticed that too, Ouch Girl, we got a lot of bricks. Okay, but I said, you know what? In Chicago, they have a lot of brick homes, a lot of brick apartments. So I wasn't really going to elaborate on the bricks. But what I really want everybody to focus on is the colors that surround. This is the theme, y'all. It's a theme, just like all the other ones. That's like me going to Party City, and I said I'm throwing my daughter a birthday party. I want a Sweet 16 theme, or I want a Rainbow Dash theme, or I want a United States theme, and I add the black and red. See what I'm saying? It's still a theme. And I go in the store and I buy everything red, white, and blue, and add some black and white. It's still a theme, just as we've seen before. Okay, right here we have some collages that I put together of her sister. This is her sister. For a lot of people that don't know, this is Keisha Phillips. Now, I'm not picking on anybody, but this is just what we do. We always find symbolism and codes in the family. And if you guys watched one of my previous videos, I showed you guys the one-eye symbolism and how it's always somebody in the family doing a one-eye symbolism. It's always somebody that represents Satan, and that flashes his sign and does the one-eye symbolism. I did not crop this picture. This picture can be found on her page. On one photo, she intentionally covered up one eye. On the other photo, she intentionally cropped one eye. You can find it for yourself. I did not do it. So whenever they have the one-eye symbolism, y'all, that's code for who they serve. Okay, right here, just after a few days that she was reported missing, Keisha posted a picture of Kierra as some guy, and what we noticed, of course, he's holding the devil horns. Now, remember, every story that I presented to y'all so far, what we see one-eye symbolism, and we see devil horns. The only thing I really didn't come across is the hand over the mouth. Other than that, every story that I presented to you all, we've seen the one-eye symbolism, and we've seen the horns, the devil horns throwing up. And I just felt like it was really kind of strange to me that this is the picture that she chose to kind of put out, saying, "Sister, please come." You know what I'm saying? Like a picture of a guy in the beginning, because this is cold, y'all. You have to pay attention to the code. It's cold. Okay, here goes some posts that I screenshotted from Keisha Phillips. This was early on, October 12th, because I mentioned this to y'all before, and I really found it relevant to the case because I want y'all to pay attention how when they put the stuff out there or even go on the media and they ask for help, when they ask for help, they expect you to follow their lead. Let that soak in. They don't expect for you to go behind the scenes and get to digging, get to talking, and all that other stuff. And I pointed that out before. That's how you end up getting kicked out of groups and making an enemy of these people, because you run your mouth too much. They live in secrecy. You're doing too much digging. Okay, so here's a post from Keisha Phillips where she say, "Don't tag me and F them people. We know what's going on." And that statement also kind of reminds me of the Craig Davis statement. I already know what happened. Drop me a one if y'all remember that statement that Craig Davis made. I already know what happened. We know what's going on. Every detail don't gotta be broadcast to FB. People not helping us do nothing. Okay, people that's on FB in these groups and stuff like that, a lot of these people can't make it out there to search. So what they doing is they doing some digging because they are concerned. They are concerned. And when they have questions like, wait a minute, is she 26 or 27? When that stuff like that, they're going to ask those questions. Why can't we? Because we have to fall in formation. These people expect us to fall in formation. They expect to put the news out there, and you to be programmed Baton News, and fall in formation. Either get out here and help us do some looking when we probably already know what's going on, or shut the F up. I've seen it one too many times, y'all. One too many times. Keisha Coles, I'm the Keisha Coles, oops. Keisha Phillips, I'm sorry. She said right here, I wish MFers would stop feeding these groups information. Y'all know exactly who y'all is running y'all mouth about my sister. How the F y'all think that's helping certain S? Okay? They shouldn't even know. How do y'all, I don't even, like, I would have kept this comment to myself. She basically talking to her people. I wish y'all would stop going to FB feeding these FB groups information, even though people inside the group, they really, truly digging, really, truly want to know what happened. She telling people, she putting it out there, stop feeding them information. They don't even, stuff they don't even need to know about my sister. I'm getting sick and tired of y'all fake friends, weak family as well. So she talking about family, friends, everybody that's feeding these groups information, stuff they shouldn't even know about. Y'all weren't even in her life, but y'all in a group feeding them information. This is proof right here, y'all, that when they put this stuff out and they putting together their movement, which I'm gonna talk about later, they expect you to fall in formation and not get to asking no questions and doing some digging, because that's how you make an enemy of theirs. Okay, chapter 4. The family's involvement with each other, with lying activists, and with others. And I quote unquote others, because I didn't know what to call the others other than others. Nobody take this personal, please. This is just what I do. Like I said, somebody brought this case to me, asked me to look into it. I prayed about it, and this is where we at right now. And I'm not going to do anything differently but allow the Holy Spirit to use me, period. Because this is just the time we living in. The time we living in is for God is exposing. From the start, from the top, if y'all pay attention to what's happening in the White House, starting from the top all the way down to the bottom, God is exposing. Period. It just so happened this is where he assigned me to. Okay, Joe and Karen together with activist Andrew Holmes and Jedediah Brown, all dressed in the colors. Pay attention to the colors, y'all. It was right in your face. You see Joe wearing the black and gray, which is the Masonic colors. You see Karen in the red and black. You see Jedediah in the red and black. And you see Andrew Holmes in the purple. And you see the guy from the National Association of Letter Carriers. You see him also in the purple. They front and center. They are front and center, staring you right in your face. If anybody could peep the colors, drop me a one so I can make sure y'all are with me. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get all of them, because I don't play when it comes to these people. Period. These victims, these children. I'm just not playing. Like, period. The colors stand out to you like a sore thumb, right? Can't even see a little pyramid formation, but I understand they standing at the podium, so I ain't gonna go off into that. But the colors stick out. Here go your leaders. Let me stop. Let me stop and continue on. And right here, you see Joe Coles and Andrew, and they Masonic colors. And I had to, I'm not Andrew, Andrew Holmes, and they Masonic colors. And I had to also point that out because, from my understanding, it was under my impression that Joe Coles never worked with Andrew Holmes. He just worked with Jedediah. And Andrew Holmes was somebody that actually worked with Karen. But no, at one point, they all worked together. You saw the togetherness in the colors. And the fact they were all at that rally or press conference together. Okay, so at one point they was all together, aligned. At some point, Joe and Karen decided to part ways and do their own thing. Was Karen and Joe parting ways about Joe's ability to make things about him? And I just put some little, stuff out there like, I'm out here every day looking. No one does anything for me. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and so on and so on. Well, I believe so. I believe they have a huge, um, I believe that's the reason why that they decided to part ways because of one. I don't want to jump too ahead of myself. I'm trying to make sure I'm just, but for one, Joe was making everything about himself. Okay, and this is an example right here. Look at the bottom, the last paragraph. I have personally myself been in abandoned buildings. You see that? I have personally myself been in abandoned buildings, climbed to boards off doors, opened up garages, okay? Anywhere I thought they could hide a person. I have done it. See what I'm saying? I is what I'm just trying to put out there and get you guys to see. So I believe this could be the cause, of them parting ways because we could see they was all aligned at one point. And the activist is working with the both of them. Okay. I also took a screenshot of a status that I found where somebody posted, single father look at his daughter is a great campaign strategy. But my friend also has a mother, sisters, brothers, cousins, and friends looking for her. I don't like that activist. So she wasn't talking about the activist in the beginning. So don't try to play us, right, y'all? We ain't sleep over here. You said single father looking for his daughter is a great campaign strategy. But don't forget, my friend also have a mother, sisters, brothers, and cousins and friends out there looking for her. So they had a problem with Joe saying, I did this. I did that. And I'm out here sleeping and I'm out here looking every day and I don't have it. They had an issue with that. And to prove to y'all they had an issue with that, look at Kara's response. She said, I'm trying so hard for my baby girl not to go crazy and block him because it's not about him. It's about Kierra. And I don't like how they are doing things, but it's not about me either. So I act like we don't care. Okay. And somebody asked her over here, who is she talking about? She said, who is him? Joe or Jed? Look what she said, y'all. She said Joe. She said Joe. So she basically said that I don't like the way he's trying to make everything always about him when it should be about Kierra. So yes, I do believe that them parting ways had a lot to do with him it appearing as he was turning everything on himself or getting self what do you call it, y'all? Glorification. Okay, and I think she had an issue with that. She said Joe. Somebody laughed. Okay, so at some point they ended up splitting ways. I believe it was because of this. Joseph Coles does interviews and rallies apart from Karen Phillips, even asks anyone who has questions or information to contact him. He never say, if you have questions or information, contact her. You guys can contact her mom. He always say, contact me. Throw his number out there. Call me. I'm located over here. You can find me over here every day. Come to me. But if it was a togetherness, which you don't see no more, he would say you can always contact me. You can always contact her mom, her siblings. How about contacting the FBI, the police? You guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so here it is right here, screenshot of WGCI radio interviews with Keisha and Karen Phillips. And then an interview with Joe Coles happened approximately 2 weeks later. So they didn't interview the same time, the same day. They actually interviewed Karen and Keisha first. And then 2 weeks later, Joe Coles went by himself to be interviewed. Again, shows another disconnection. I don't care what they say or try to play off to the public. We working together, we doing this together. No, this shows right here a disconnection because even if y'all are not together, y'all are both her parents. Shows a disconnection. And y'all are more great when y'all unified together than apart. Okay, because I believe that one is listening to both interviews. I deem actually both of them a joke, but one was even a bigger joke than the other. Put it like that. I just think the interviews could have went great, or not even interviews, but y'all could just be great together if y'all didn't have that disconnect. Even pulling off whatever it is y'all trying to pull off, if you didn't have a disconnect. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Notes from Karen and Keisha's, because what I couldn't do, like I said, I wasn't gonna play any videos because I don't want to get any copyright strikes. Okay, so Karen says, And I just took some notes. You guys can always go back and watch it and compare my notes. It's all good. Karen says, Kierra calls her every day. These are some short notes and things to remember. She called her on a Wednesday and no answer. Maybe she forgot her charger. Maybe her phone went dead. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Okay, she called her on Wednesday and she said in a radio interview, maybe she forgot her charger. Maybe her phone went dead. The following day, she had a wellness check done at her apartment. Kierra could have possibly called off work, and this is something that Karen said out her own mouth. Listen to the interview. She said Kierra could have possibly called off work the night before she's seen at a neighbor's on a neighbor's surveillance camera, because the lady that interviewed her asked her about Kierra calling off, but yet she's seen on footage. So Karen answered the question by saying, well, she could have possibly called off work the night before. Go watch it and listen for yourself. And she never said, well, we don't even believe that's Kierra. Because if you ask me, that would have been a perfect time to get that message out there and make that clear to the world. You had probably thousands and thousands listening to that radio interview. So that would have been a perfect time for you to say, we don't even believe that's Kierra. As a matter of fact, that's not her on the footage. But no, she bought the narrative. She went along with the narrative. And what did she say? Well, she could have possibly called off work the night before, but she's even addressed the fact that that was or was not her scene on the surveillance camera. Karen also said she knows Josh because of one of the questions that was asked to her was, did she know Josh? And did she believe that he was involved? And Karen quickly says, yeah, I know him. And she said, Josh Simmons, she said that she believed he's not involved. Listen to the radio interview. She said Kierra was excited about her pregnancy. She said she will never just up and leave without consulting her. Even her sister Keisha confirmed that and said, hey, if she just get in her mood and don't want to talk to nobody, she going to make sure she call my mama. She going to always call my mama. She don't go a day without calling my mama. Okay, so Karen says she will never give up. I mean, she would never leave without consulting her. So Karen also admitted that there was other tapes that hadn't been showed. Okay, and Joe said it too, but right here in this interview, she said there's other tapes that hadn't been showed to her for the sake of Chicago PD piecing everything together. They rather give her the full picture than bits and pieces. If you guys remember this interview, and y'all know what I'm saying, drop me a one. So, okay, so she admitted, and there's other footages that we haven't saw. I'm gonna just say that she actually stated that there was other footages that we haven't saw that was not even released to her or the public, because she said that Chicago PD is gonna wait to piece everything together rather than giving her bits and pieces of the story. Now I remember all this stuff because I was just looking into a lot of this stuff just yesterday or the day before. Maybe some of y'all might have to go back and refresh your memory. Okay, so I just took this screenshot because I found it interesting. Okay, this is just somebody that was paying attention to the interview, just a critic, somebody that left a comment, and I wanted to share this with y'all. This is what a critic felt about that interview. And instead of me writing it, I said, I'm just going to screenshot what she said because I concur. Okay, she said, I think mom knows more than what she's saying. She was the first one to throw out the possibility that Kierra just ran away. She threw that possibility out. Oh, no, she couldn't have possibly. She would have consulted me first. She was happy with her life. She was happy to be pregnant. She threw away the possibility that Kierra just ran away. Now she's trying to take the focus off the boyfriend. This isn't typical behavior for a mother of a missing daughter. If the boyfriend is not involved, then where is he? Him being involved doesn't mean he's killed her. Maybe they just did run off. But it's strange for her mom to just flat out say, I don't think he's involved. She didn't even say I don't think. She said, no, he's not involved. Okay? And this is from a critic. I just screenshotted it because I felt it to be interesting. Okay, she says the mom and sister are also speaking about Kierra in past tense in the interview. She's speaking in past tense. Okay, she said the whole interview was strange to me, but I can't tell if it's the low IQ situation or something more sinister. So we're going to take something more sinister for 500, Alex. Who going to take something more sinister for 500, Alex? Okay, so here's some additional statements from Karen and her people. Okay, here's a confusing statement made by NBC, another confusing statement that we got. A few days later, according to NBC Chicago, Kierra's mother, Karen Phillips, became concerned. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there, NBC. A few days later, because according to the interview, she hadn't talked to her that one day, and the following day is when she had the wellness check. So come on, NBC. You just contradicted everything she just said in the radio interview. What do you mean a few days later? You guys see what I'm saying about confusing statements. A few days later, according to NBC Chicago, Kierra's mother, Karen Phillips, became concerned. We've never heard Karen say it took her 3 days to become concerned. Have anybody out there heard her say it took her 3 days? I ain't heard from Kierra in 3 days and I got concerned. No, false statement again. Okay, but listen to this. When she hadn't heard from Kierra and calls to Kierra's phone was going straight to the voicemail, Karen called the Chicago Police Department 2 days later to report her daughter's missing. Hold on. Let's back it up, NBC. How could she didn't she you just told us she didn't become concerned until a few days later. A few days means three. I was always taught that a few days means three. So you just told us that she did not become concerned until a few days later. But then you go on to tell us she called her phone. It was going straight to voicemail. So then she called the CPD 2 days later to report. So which one is it? 2 days later, 3 days later? Or you trying to say 5 days later is when she called Chicago Police Department. Either way it go, this whole paragraph right here is confusing. Anybody else get confused by that? You said 500, Alex. Anybody else get confused by that? A few days is 3 days. So you saying she didn't get concerned about Kierra until 3 days later. But 2 days later, she called and reported her daughter's missing. Don't make sense. Don't make sense at all. But I'm pointing out all these inconsistencies in this story. Okay, here's another story. What I want you guys to see is just pay attention to the middle, where it says Phillips said her daughter's car had been parked outside her apartment for the past 2 weeks. She was unable to gain access to the car, and she found Cole's purse and cell phone inside. Her lunch bag was also found inside the car, a family friend added. So, she didn't say this or mention this at all on the radio interview. That's why I had to make sure I got additional statements from Karen, because when she had the opportunity to speak everything and put all the information out there on the radio about Kierra, she failed to say anything about the car and about her purse and her cell phone. That's critical. She talked about the surveillance and about her daughter possibly calling off the night before, but she never said, but her truck was still parked in front of her house and her cell phone and her purse was inside along with a lunch bag. Do you guys get what I'm saying? She didn't mention this at all on the radio interview. Again, you probably have thousands on top of thousands listening to this interview, and she was not mentioned. This right here was not mentioned at all. Go back and listen to it if you got to, because I did and I didn't hear it. Okay, once again, she let it be known that she talked to her every day, and I knew something was wrong. It's just not like her. So, like she told the radio station, it's not like her not to talk to me. It's not like her like something had to be wrong because I talk to her every day. Okay, but right here, another news source reports one thing that she didn't mention in a radio interview, that well, she did actually mention that her daughter had recently moved out her house and into her own apartment. She did mention that, but this is what she didn't mention. Maybe something did happen where she was overcome with the lot. Now, see, the lady asked her in a radio interview, is there any way she could have ran off? She said, absolutely not. And even her sister intervened and say, there's no way my sister will run off without calling. Okay, my mom. But here it is right here. She said, well, maybe something did happen where she became overwhelmed with the lot. You know how you are when you're pregnant and you are emotional. I want to say, she just went somewhere and didn't want to tell nobody. Again, this was something that she could have actually said to the lady that interviewed her. Instead of just saying absolutely not. She could have responded, well, things happen. She was pregnant. She could have been emotional, but I just had a feeling that that wasn't the case. You guys get what I'm saying? No, we had to find another source where it actually quoted her saying this. I just want to say, she went somewhere and didn't want to tell nobody. And then she will just come home. But I don't feel that. This is exactly what should have been said at press conferences, and especially on the radio, where you have people that don't even watch TV but listen to the radio. Because again, we spreading awareness, correct? Okay, here's a statement that I found very interesting, or a created narrative made by Karen's boyfriend. So we found this in WGN reported this right here. Y'all pay attention and peep that. Now we already know, and I'm pretty sure we know if people were speculating, I'm pretty sure the parents knew right away that that was not Kierra that walked past. And if they also found out, even from Chicago Police Department, and there was other postal workers living on that block, they knew that that would, oh, that's definitely probably not her. Well, anyway, this is what her boyfriend had to say. He says, she passed her car and went across the street before disappearing out of the frame. He says she seen something that made her turn around that fast and cross the street. And her car was on the other side of the street. Now, remind you guys, I showed you in the very beginning how her truck, not car, but her truck was parked on the other side of the street. This is confirmation that was her truck parked on the other side of the street from her building. Okay, but he says she seen something. No, 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 y'all. He didn't. Neither one of them didn't say that's not my daughter. No, listen to this. Listen to this narrative that was created, or he was trying to create. She seen something that made her turn around that fast and cross the street, and her car was parked on the other side of the street. Says Dan Perkins, the mother's boyfriend. So the mother's boyfriend created a whole narrative. Now me and him would have had to fight, because I would have, if she knew that that wasn't her daughter, I would have been like, why did you say that my daughter seen something and kept walking? Dang on, you guys get what I'm saying. We would have really had a falling out then if you didn't report some false information about my daughter. You don't know. Even if we did feel like that was my daughter, you don't know if she seen something and walked past her. You see what I'm saying? He was creating the narrative, and he did a good job, because a lot of people start posting in the group, oh, that was her. But guess what? She seen something that made her turn around. See what I'm saying? It's just that easy, y'all. So to see, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. Okay, so both Karen and her boyfriend mentions Pierre's car, like somebody has said earlier in the chat, when she supposedly drove a truck. So we have two different vehicles for Kierra, because when we look at the footage, we see cars in front of the house. So, and that is saying car, 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 and you can barely see the truck because it's a big tree covering the truck that's sitting on the corner. So people were saying car, car, car. News is reporting car, car, car. The surveillance is showing cars after cars after cars. Well, she supposedly drove a truck. Misinformation. Okay, so this is a clip from her them quoting Karen, as far as whether or not Josh was involved. Okay, and this is from the radio interview. Karen also addressed the rumor that her boyfriend killed Kierra. Hold on. Karen also addressed the rumor that her boyfriend killed Kierra. So this is what she said. I do, and they quoted it exactly how she said it in the interview. I do not think he was involved. And then her sister Keisha goes on to say, who was also in the studio, said, we're not singling out anybody. Let that soak in. Because I would be singling out boyfriends. This is in the beginning, right? I would be singling out boyfriends, friends, girlfriends of the boyfriends, girlfriends of the friends, and anybody that may have seen her, talked to her, friends with her, knocking on all doors, neighbors. Is anybody with me? I'm just singling out everybody. Because yes, I want you to come forward. Yes, this is in the beginning too, where I don't really have no information. Okay, I don't really know what happened to my daughter. So yes, we're singling out everybody over here. That's what we do, and we ain't even family. Hello, I'm singling out folks and I ain't even family. But anyway, Keisha goes on to say, we know that he's going to be a suspect. But as far as people putting his mother out there, his kids out there, all that stuff out there, that's just not right. We not asking for that type of help, y'all. Get information. That's not the type of help we looking for. We just want y'all out here with us knocking on doors and keeping their name alive and screaming her name. Sharing her photos and her false information flyers in the group. That's all we asking y'all to do. Get information. Stop looking at Josh. Stop looking at his family. Stop tagging his mama. We're not looking for that type of help. Even though y'all heart is in the right place, and y'all say, I done found this boy mama, I done found his auntie, I'm gonna start tagging them, inboxing them, making them come out, speak out. Well, guess what? They said they didn't need that. They wasn't looking for that. That wasn't the kind of help that they was looking for. Stop doing that. Even though we know that pressure bust pipes, they didn't want to single Josh out. They didn't want to single her out. Okay, so here's another piece of information right here, and I want you guys to look in the middle where it says Cole's mother, Karen Phillips, called police to report her daughter missing 2 days later. Okay, so now we have a 2 days later. When she just said, if you guys pay attention and listen to the radio interview, she said, I didn't hear from my daughter on Wednesday. I called her on the third. I didn't hear from her. This is how she said it. She said the next day, like I said, I wish I could have just played the interview for you guys, but I can't. But y'all can always listen to it and rewind this, and you will see it line up. She said, I got to call her on Wednesday, and when I did not hear from her, the next day I called her sisters, to see if her sisters knew anything. But actually, that was Keisha that said, "Mom, you called us before you went by her apartment." And so she said she talked to Keisha and them, and then the next day she ended up going to the apartment on her lunch break and knocking on the door. She said, "I'm okay. Well, maybe she must be asleep or something." So she ended up going back to work, and later on, when she got off work, which is the next day, not 2 days later, the next day, she said she ended up going back later on after work, and she called and had a wellness check done. Okay, but this story right here, now they could say 2 days later, but it was really the second day. It should have been reported as the second day because actually it was only a day and a half when she decided to have the wellness check done, not 2 days later. 2 whole days did not go by that you didn't hear from her. A day and a half went by that you did not hear from her. Anybody following me? Because if I'm sounding confused, and I'm sorry, Lord knows that y'all know I'm very passionate and emotional when it comes to these cases. And I'm trying to keep my feelings out of it. Okay, so she said she became concerned that her daughter hadn't called her and that her calls was going straight to the voicemail. All right, so I just wanted y'all to see that right there. And she had the wellness check done. All right, and then right here you see Kierra's sister, Kimberly Phillips. She makes her statement and she said, well, let me just read this. Her sister, Kimberly Phillips, and the other family and friends passed out flyers on Tuesday asking for help finding Cole. Phillips last saw her sister when she picked her up from work last Monday. Her mother called her on Wednesday and asked if she had talked to her. Okay, and it was said I immediately, now it just say Phillips says, so I'm assuming this was Karen. I immediately went to Snapchat. She snapped everywhere, and I saw there was no story. So it kind of puzzled me, Philip said. Okay, Philip contacted her boyfriend, the father of Cole's unborn child. Coles was 3 months pregnant. We already know that. Okay, so she says once again, or her other daughter says, last time I seen my sister was on Monday. I got a call from my mother on Thursday asking have I talked to her. So the mother ended up going to Snapchat, or the sister, one of them, went to Snapchat. They saw no story, and it kind of puzzled them. Let's do a breakdown of timelines of events so we can kind of like place what was actually said. So we can kind of like clear this thing up because it was so confusing to me hearing the 2 days, the 3 days. One article said 2 hours later. Everything was so confusing to me. I said, okay, let's put together a timeline of events and clear this out. When was the last time Karen spoke to Kierra? And when was the police called out? When was the last time Kierra seen a laugh? So I'm hoping I did a good job with this. If there's anything wrong about this, then y'all can always drop it in the comments and add it later. But I kind of wrecked my brain trying to unscramble all the confusion. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. Okay, so October the 1st was a Monday. October the 2nd was a Tuesday. October the 3rd was a Wednesday. October the 4th was a Thursday. So let's focus on those days right there. I hate y'all can't see the top of it, but I believe it says, Kimberly says this was the last time she spoke to Kierra. Kierra picked her up from work. This is the last time she actually saw Kierra, which was on that Monday, October the 1st. Okay, we just saw the statement. All right, Karen spoke with Kierra. There was another statement too I should have put out there that Karen actually said she spoke to Kierra on October the 2nd about products. And I believe it was baby products. Okay, so the last time Karen actually says or admits or publicly states that she spoke to Kierra was on October the 2nd. Okay, it was also said, and I don't know how true it is, I'm just gonna put it out there. It was also said that she had, I'm going to put a doctor's appointment as well as the WIC appointment this evening. It was also said that she was seen at Walgreens this night. And Karen actually said out on the radio interview that this could have been a night she called in sick. Now, this is the reason why I believe these dates versus all the other confusion is, and I'm going by, because the fact of the matter is, the last time she's actually, that they reportedly seen her on footage, that time stamp is October the 3rd. So when Karen was questioned about that footage, in that radio interview, she said, oh, she possibly called off work the night before, which will be the 2nd. Don't let them confuse y'all. We've seen the footage and it said the 3rd. And I'm going to tell y'all why this makes more sense than all the confusion that's going around. Okay? So on the 2nd, Kierra possibly talked to her mother earlier that day about some products. She possibly had a doctor's appointment and a WIC appointment. This will be on a Tuesday. Later that evening, her father mentioned something about surveillance that she went to Walgreens, withdraw some money out of Walgreens, which that would make sense because, guys, if you think about it, if she had a doctor's appointment earlier that day, she went to Walgreens later on or that evening to pick up her prescription. And remember, it was prenatal pills found in her truck, but I'm going to get deeper into that. Okay, but it makes sense for her to have a doctor's appointment that day, just like a lot of us have a doctor's appointment one day, and next thing you know, we getting our script later on that day. You get what I'm saying? So it would make sense. And these are prenatal pills that she knows that she needs. So it makes sense for her to have a doctor's appointment, possibly a WIC appointment, and then after that, them appointment, she ended up at Walgreens getting her prescription, and while she was there, withdrawing some money out the ATM. Drop me a one if y'all follow me. And this is also, according to the radio, this is also the day that Kierra could have possibly called in sick. Okay, that's October the 2nd. So on the 3rd, Karen says that she did not hear from Kierra the whole day. And we just saw a statement where she said on the 3rd that she did not hear from her the whole day. Okay, she talked to her the night before on a Tuesday about products, but that Wednesday she said she did not hear from Kierra the whole day. Okay, video surveillance surfaced of someone dressed in a postal uniform, falsely reported as Kierra. Timestamp on surveillance is October the 3rd. We all saw that. Okay, so now we're going into the 4th. Kierra had not answered any of Karen's calls. Karen contacted her daughter and her daughters and Josh and searched social media for posts, meaning Snapchat and stuff. Okay, October the 4th, Karen had a wellness check done. Okay, so this fits the timeline that Karen gave us. I did not hear from my daughter on the 3rd, on Wednesday, and I went back to the house. I went to the house on Thursday, the 4th, the next day, because I hadn't heard from her on Wednesday. So the next day I went to the house on my lunch break, and I ended up going, and after I talked to everybody and they hadn't heard from her, I ended up going back to the house and having a wellness check done. So this right here actually fits to the T That's why I said I ain't about to argue with nobody. Seriously. Because I make it make sense. Y'all better ask somebody. I'm going to do the best I can making it make sense. I'll tell you that. Okay? So is it possible, and I had asked this question, y'all, is it possible that Karen knew Kierra was in danger because she was was in danger because she was meeting up with someone on October the 2nd? Okay, possibly after leaving Walgreens where she withdrew $400. And this being the reason she reacted so fast with suspicious. And I'm going to tell y'all why I say that. Because to me, that was kind of suspicious that she reacted so fast. I just felt like something was wrong. Did she know from her conversation with Kierra on October the 2nd that she was actually meeting up with somebody? Did she actually have a feeling, an eerie feeling that something happened? Because the last time she talked to her was on the 2nd. She didn't talk to her on the 3rd. I'm going to tell y'all why I feel this way. Did Karen rule out Josh Simmons as suspect so quickly because she knew he wasn't responsible? Because as I said to y'all in the beginning, when you a mom, everybody's suspect, period. And it kind of reminded me of another case where a parent said right off jump, they didn't do nothing to my child, y'all. Drop me a one if y'all hear me. Another case when another parent say, y'all, they didn't do nothing to my child. It's talking about the kids, not the hotel, but talking about the kids. Now, how is it that a parent is so quick to dismiss anybody when it comes to their child being missing or murdered? Everybody should be suspect. We don't even know these people, but yet in our ass, everybody's suspect. Drop me a one if y'all with me. And I need my minds to get on top of any trolls or anything that's going on instead of messaging, because y'all know I can't read the messages. And kind of look out for the chat room, because we getting deep and they probably gonna be mad, but I don't care, because justice for Kierra, her time is coming too. And y'all, sometimes justice just means exposing, okay, exposing darkness, because we are to not have fellowship with darkness, but rather expose them. And sometimes it's just exposing. That way we can get a clear conscience. We can pray for these individuals, and we just wait for God to make a move. We wait for him. We wait for the Father to make his next move, because vengeance belongs to the Lord, not us. So sometimes justice is just on our end, just doing exposing and waiting on the Lord. Okay, so here's a quick some notes that I took of Joseph Coles' interview, which his interview, Karen's interview was on October the 24th. Joseph's interview was on November the 9th. So like a couple weeks later, he interviewed. Okay, so the police and FBI, this is just some notes that I took from what he said. His interview was totally different from. It's like they didn't even ask the same questions. You will see. But anyway, the notes on here, it say the police and FBI has been in contact with the family. He also, when asked about when was the last time he talked to Kierra and his relationship with Kierra, this is what he responds, y'all. When the interviewer asked him, when was the last time you talked to your daughter? How was your relationship with your daughter? This was his response. Well, you know how kids and fathers is. Let that soak in. That was his response. He never said when was the last time he talked to Kierra. We later found out that he put out there was 2 weeks. But during that interview, he didn't say, oh, I talked to her 2 weeks prior to her going missing. No. He didn't respond to that question. He just said, well, you know how kids and fathers is. And the interviewer, who was helping them out a lot, WGCI is in on it big time. Do y'all hear me? This is the reason why a lot of these people go to WGCI, because if they mess up, they're going to help clean them up. Okay, so the guy started reiterating, like, yeah, we know how it is, you know, having a daughter and da-da-da. And he took over the conversation. Okay, Joe was asked if he knew or spoke with Josh Simmons. Again, he did not give a clear response. He said, I know my daughter. Basically, that's who I know. I know my daughter. And I know my daughter was happy. If you want to know if I know where my daughter is at, no, I don't know where my daughter is at, but I know my daughter. So he did not give a definite response. Once again, Joe doesn't give direct details surrounding Kierra's case at all. However, he makes it clear that the public should dispel all the rumors and come directly to him. He even give out his phone number and location where he can be found. If y'all can remember that interview. Okay, it's like his whole point of doing that interview was let people know, stop talking in these groups. Stop putting out rumors about me. Okay, if y'all want to ask anything, here go my phone number. Fast, 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 fast. The lady even said, wait a minute. No, I don't mind giving my phone number. I'll let them call me. And he also give out the location where he can be found. But he give out no specific details surrounding the case whatsoever. So here goes some additional statement. Okay. He says, I'm trying to stand out here and stay strong for my daughter and my grandbaby. He says, I do my daily routine. I pass out fly. Here you go again. Remember, this is what Karen was saying about him making it about himself. And I'm just putting it out there if you guys can see where the disconnect, I believe, came from. And we also saw it in the post. Okay. I'm trying to stand out here and stay strong for my daughter and my grandbaby. I do my daily routine. I pass out flyers. I'm trying to get the word out. There's a lot of love in this family. There's no way in the hell she would run away. Statements made by Joe. Joseph said he is holding on to hope that his daughter is still alive. I just want the world to know I love my baby and my grandbaby. It will be closure to know my baby is safe and home. That would be the blessing of a lifetime. The way the situation is now, I am keeping hope. Because there are young women who have been missing for longer than Kierra has, and they've been found safely. Yes, indeed. There's people that have been missing longer than Kierra. There's people that have been missing shorter times than Kierra, and they have been found. Whether dead or alive, they've been found. So I am keeping hope alive. He makes it about him a lot. I have to agree with that statement that was made. And it's just me looking from the outside in. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that believe that. Okay. And also, this is some stuff that he actually said to us on live, and I threw that in there too. According to Joseph Coles, there's actually real footage of Kierra, because the footage that we see of her supposedly walking past the cars, that is not her. But according to Joseph Coles, there's actually real footage of Kierra and her vehicle seen just before she vanished. So according to Joseph Coles, that was not here in that surveillance video. But there is more footage that the public has not viewed. Please tell me why the real footage they didn't show us, but they pushed the fake footage in front of us. Now, the whole thing could have just been retracted. Or they could have just discontinued showing that part and showed it. New breaking story. Surveillance footage of Kierra Coles at Walgreens have just been released. Do you get what I'm saying? Why was the real footage covered up? How many times have we seen edited footage covered up, an imposter walking, or redacted version of an imposter walking? How many times have we seen that, y'all? I'll wait. I'm looking in my chat room to make sure y'all still with me. How many times have we seen this when it comes to surveillance? And just to put it out there, Joseph Coles, he the one brought up the word propaganda, which I totally agree. But what I did not say, and I kept my mule on, is the fact that propaganda is just not played on just anyone. I will say that one more time. Propaganda cannot be played on just anyone. Because if you had a parent such as myself, and a lot of y'all out there, y'all ain't gonna let no misinformation on the flyers, misinformation on the news reports, misinformation on the news, and misinformation just out there in the footage just float around, because y'all gonna speak up. You gonna speak. And every time you get a mic, you gonna say, let me just put this out there, y'all. The footage that y'all see, that's not her. We still waiting on the real tapes. Y'all did Teresa Martin. Show me the tapes, the real tapes. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Kierra herself even said it was real footage, but it haven't been released yet because they waiting to piece everything together. Well, it's been 10 months. When they plan on releasing that, sis? I'm just saying. Because all we've seen in the last 10 months is the fake footage. Hello? And propaganda, once again, is not just pushed on anybody. Nobody can take your child's story and rewrite it unless you allow it to be rewritten. Y'all know what I'm here for. I'm here for the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Okay. But anyway, his claims is that there's footage of Kierra Coles the night before she proclaimed missing of Kierra, before she was proclaimed missing of Kierra at a local Walgreens taking money out of the ATM. Joseph Cole stated Kierra withdrew $400 out the ATM. Now, how he knew she withdrew $400 out the ATM, I have no clue. Can somebody please share with me how he knew that she withdrew $400 out the ATM? Because if you wasn't with her, or if you did not talk to her, how you know how much money she took out the ATM? Because even if the camera was pointing at the ATM, how the hell, like, and we didn't see this footage, how did you know she withdrew $400 out? And what the money was for? How? You hadn't talked to her. Nobody had talked to her on Wednesday, allegedly. Nobody had talked to her after the second, allegedly. So how do y'all know that she took out $400? Even the cameras can't really show you that much. You see what I'm saying? They show you just censoring money out. But he was specific when he said $400. Putting it out there. Joseph Coles also tells us that there's footage of a mysterious man parking Kierra's vehicle back on the street where she lives. However, there was no clear view of this person driving the vehicle because the tree was in the way. Now, if you guys can remember when I first started this live, I showed y'all how that tree blocked her car. Okay, and her car was parked right there on the corner, right across from her apartment building. So what he was saying was, let's make it make sense. What he was saying is that when the driver, whoever parked her car back on the street, got out the car, the tree and everything was blocking who that person was. We don't even have that footage. We've never even seen footage of somebody parking her truck back on the street and getting out. But he claimed he has, and he was giving us inside information, correct? Y'all heard it. But we all saw, according to the footage, how that tree is right there. So somebody deliberately parked that car right there, knowing that tree was right there. Okay, that tree was right there, and so they got out the driver's side and probably ran around that corner because she was parked on the corner. So that tree blocked. If he's being accurate, I can see it. That tree blocked the view of that person that was caught driving her car. Are y'all with me? We woke over here. Hashtag we woke over here. Okay, y'all ready? Let's get down to it. So this is a screenshot of his radio interview, who he had Jedediah in there with him during the radio interview. And of course, I caught the Masonic hand sign. I caught it. No girl caught it. And so for those that don't know, I also did a screenshot so you guys can see on the opposite side the hand sign, the Masonic hand sign, okay, that Jedediah is holding. So if we don't believe, if some of y'all still don't believe today that Jedediah is a Mason, I hope this right here proves to y'all. He done threw up plenty of hand signs in the past. When I follow him and watch the stories, he done threw up hand signs, but I got him. Right here, I got him. Throwing up the Masonic hand sign. He's standing right behind Coles as he's being interviewed. Okay, and Coles kind of stumbled right here because of the question that he was asked. And I forgot, I should have, wrote down exactly what question. But I noticed the stumble because you see he kind of closed his eyes a little bit because he was trying to think of how to answer that. And Jedediah threw up the Masonic hand gesture. Now I posted this picture right here because it shows you 4 different ways that you can hold your hand like that. And if you look at Jedediah's hand, it's more like the guy in the blue suit where he got his fingertips together, or it could be like the guy in the green. Okay, but either way it go, it's the Masonic hand gesture. All right, period. Okay, so right here I found this one also interesting with the 3 men standing in the front. This is the photo that he took right after his interview, and he got the 3 men standing in the front, and it got the hand over hand. And for those that don't know the Masonic hand over hand symbol, I provided you a picture on the side. Look at the 3 guys standing in the front. They doing a hand over hand. Okay, and so it's not a coincidence that the three men are standing in the front doing a hand over hand. Okay, this is a powerful picture because this is what the Masons do when they take group photos and things like that. They will all assemble their hands and a body in Masonic ways. You see what I'm saying? In Masonic symbolism. Okay, so right here you got the hand over hand with all three of them, with Joseph and the other two radio guys. Just like in this black and white photo I presented to y'all, the hand over hand. They're gonna get this work today, Tanya. They're gonna get this work today. Justice for Kierra. World news. I need to link up with you because I've actually been looking at Bill Clinton. We've been talking, my girls say we've been talking about Bill Clinton. We've been talking about Pizzagate, all of that. And I was recently sent an awesome video that you did on Bill Clinton and Pizzagate. And I told one of my girls, I said, I gotta hook up with him. I said because but I didn't notice that he was in this photo right here. But I'm just saying the fact that you've been speaking on Pizzagate and Hillary Clinton and all that stuff, I was like, wow, this is stuff we've been talking about behind the scenes. But I haven't heard a lot of YouTubers actually touch on that. You know, that's too deep for a lot of people. And so big ups to you for speaking on that. But I didn't even notice that was Bill Clinton at the bottom. But yes, the hand over hand symbolism that them Masons throw up. Okay, not only did Joseph Cole stop working alongside Karen and Andrew Holmes, but he had Jedediah beside him, along with other political activists. Okay, and I say political activists for a reason, and I'm going to show you all the political activists that was working with Joseph Cole. Okay, so he parted ways with Andrew Holmes, but yet, just like we seen in the interview, he still continued to work side by side with Jedediah and other political activists. Okay, so right here, this was a name that Joseph Coles actually gave me himself. Joseph Coles is good friends with Fred Hampton Jr., chairman of the New Black Panthers. Now, if y'all can remember, I really didn't touch on this when it came to the Kanika case. But if you guys get to digging, and maybe I might do it one day, you'll see the Black Panther Party, the New Black Panther Party, should I say? I'm sorry. You'll see the New Black Panther Party. Um, how can I say it? Is in a way connected to a lot of the people, to family members. Like I said, I just need to expose that. But yeah, they was actually attached. I seen it in the very beginning. I just was more focused on the Masons and Eastern Stars versus the New Black Panther. That was my first time really digging into a case like that. But I did notice that the New Black Panther Party, if you can remember when we was arguing over the Sink Sink girl, go and research Sink 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 page. You will see she's out there with the New Black Panther Party. She's throwing up the fist. They got the flags in the background, all of that. And I believe that she could be African or she could be represent Africa just like the New Black Panther parties do. But she's affiliated with the New Black Panther Party. So there could be a reason why people was trying to get me to stop looking over there, if y'all following me. Okay, if you guys can also remember, QX in Malia's case was a part of the New Black Panthers Party. Okay, if y'all don't remember, I think I mentioned that in one of my videos. QX, the activist, the political activist, was also a member and leader of the New Black Panther Party. So here it is. We have two cases that we've seen with the New Black Panther Party members or people that's affiliated with it involved in the case or somehow linked to the people in the case, if you guys get what I'm saying. Okay? Yeah, somebody saw it. Somebody get it. Y'all know I don't make this stuff up. Okay, so Fred Hampton Jr., and it says an American political activist. For those that don't know, he's the son of Fred Hampton, and he's now a leader of the New Black Panther Party. His father was a leader of the Black Panther Party, okay? And like I said, for me, I don't think that when Joseph Coles, let me know that this was his good friend, and yeah, I don't think that he knew that I was already on to the Black Panther Party. The New Black. He had no idea. Like, and I understand it's something worth bragging about, but at the same time, I've been watching them attached to certain cases. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, another New Black Panther Party leader or member. You get what I'm saying? That was huge. That was huge. Look at his birthday, 1969. Look at that 69. But anyway, let's continue on. Okay. So Fred Hampton Jr. and Lady of Rage interviews Joe. Okay, they didn't interview Joe and the family. They just interviewed Joe. Okay, this shows anybody who don't believe me his connection to Fred Hampton Jr. Okay, he advertised this because he have a radio station that he do with Lady of Rage. Anybody know who Lady of Rage is? I believe she was a rapper or maybe a writer or something back in the day, or both. But I do remember her from back in the day. I just forgot exact. I know she was from New York, and I want to say she was a rapper. But they have a radio station, so they interviewed Joe Coles. Okay, Joe continues to search for his missing daughter again, making it just about him, not Karen and not nobody else, just about himself. Because remember, it's a disconnect. They might want to act like it's not, but it's a disconnect because mom should have been here for this radio show too, right? Family, somebody. Okay, but they interviewed Joe Coles. Joe Coles continues to search for his missing daughter, Kierra Coles, who went missing almost a year ago, and tonight he'll update on any new information regarding her disappearance. So he had a special radio interview that you guys can catch. And like I said, I cannot play a lot of these audios. I can't play these news clips because I will get a copyright strike. All right, but you can find these radio interviews on Google. Okay, so this is his connection. Joe Coles is connected to Fred Hampton. And we're getting kind of close to the end, you guys. Fred Hampton Jr., Joe Coles, and Jerry Glass. Let's get to it. Okay, now a lot of this came from my private conversation, but Joe Coles already know I was recording that conversation because he already said to me, I don't care if you record the conversation. So Joe Coles can't deny nothing. Okay, nothing that was said to me. So according to Joe Coles, from our private phone conversation, Joe says that it was Fred Hampton Jr. who introduced him to a he actually called him a billionaire, but I just say millionaire because I don't know if Jerry was actually a billionaire, but I just put millionaire. But he said to me that Joe connected him with a billionaire by the name of Jerry. Joe further explained to me that while visiting Jerry at his home, now pay attention, let this soak in, y'all. Pay attention. This is stuff that y'all getting from me directly. Somebody actually spoke to him and had a 2-hour private conversation. Okay. Joe further explained to me that while he was visiting Jerry at his home, his mansion, okay, he told me he was given a blank check from Jerry for the amount of $18,000. Joe went on to say, quote unquote, if I wasn't really here for my daughter, I could have just ran off with this money because the check that was given to me, it was a blank check. He hadn't filled it out to nobody. He just handed it to me. So if I wasn't about, finding my daughter, y'all about to be so mad when I'm done. I promise y'all I pieced it all out. Jesus, I'm sorry. Let me take a sip. I got some cappuccino here because y'all, I promise y'all, I picked it out. Thank you, Father. But anyway, Joe says to me, if I wasn't really here for my daughter, I could have ran off with this money and used it for myself. But instead, I turned it over as reward money for finding my daughter. Now remember, he told me that he went to Jerry Glass' house, his mansion, and he presented him with a blank check that he could have simply filled out himself, deposited, and just ran off if he wasn't for justice for his daughter or finding his daughter. Okay? I'm not sure why Mr. Cole's so compelled to tell me this. I wouldn't have known anything about Fred Hampton or Jerry Glass because I hadn't even been that deep into the case. But once he made that point clear, I sure as hell agreed whether what he said was true or not, but I felt that what he said made a lot of sense, right? It made a lot of sense. Oh yeah, you absolutely right. If you wasn't for looking for Kierra, you could have definitely took a check that wasn't filled out and ran off and nobody would have known. I agree. Like, you're right. You are right. Whether or not the story was true, but I definitely agree because it made a lot of sense. Oh, so it was supposed to leave me with the thought that, yeah, he's definitely for his daughter. He's all for his daughter because he didn't sign that check. He could have signed that check. He could have filled out that check, deposited that check, and had $18,000 in his bank account, okay, if he wasn't for his daughter, right? But only later to see this. A lot of y'all saw this in the beginning. I hadn't. because God said the last shall be first. So it took me, so it took me some digging. I see this. A reward for information about Kierra Coles stands at $49,500, donated in part by Jerry Glass. Now he never told me the last name. He just always to talk about the man as Jerry. Jerry. I went to Jerry's home, and Jerry handed me a check, a blank check that was not written. And so I actually saw this article where it called him Jerry Glass. He was the head of Sir Finance, which is a Chicago-based loan company. Okay, and so I want you guys to understand when we see this picture right here, this is right here just for media, for news purposes, for the media. We just seen, like, if y'all seen Jamie Foxx TV show, we just seen so many TV shows where they didn't had the press right there taking pictures of people that had them a huge check, and then when the press walk away, they walk away with the check. It's like a billboard or something. The people walk away back with it, like, I'm gonna deposit you that money when I talk to you next time. But it's just for, how can I say, advertisement, or you get what I'm saying. So this is not, they can't actually deposit this check right here. It's just for the press. You guys get what I'm saying? But what I want you guys to really pay attention to about, as a matter of fact, before I even, but look, yeah, pay attention to this right here. The check is written out to National Association of Letter Carriers. Okay, same amount that Mr. Coles told me about, $18,000. Okay, so look at who the check is made out to, and I'm gonna get back to it. So just peep that. So I found something strange about this whole thing. Because I said, okay, they presented this stuff on social media, got it spread it out where he made this check, and this check is clearly written out. But Joe Coles told me he went to Jerry home and got a blank check. So I'm feeling like there's some stuff in the game, right? So all I had to do was just ask Mr. Coles, and I did, just to clear it up if he wanted to clear it up. So here it is right here. I'm saying, and this is proof to y'all that I'm not lying about the conversation. I said, Mr. Coles, hello, I'm working on your daughter's case. I'm interested in the story you told me about Mr. Jerry Glass. You said you went to Jerry's home and he offered you a blank check for $18K that you could have simply cashed. This is everything I just told y'all. But you used the money towards the reward money. Well, I'm a little bit confused because in this picture, it looks like Jerry has the check wrote out to the National Association of Letter Carriers. Was this before or after you went to his home and he handed you a blank check? I'm just not understanding, why didn't he do this in the first place? Like, why didn't he write the check out? Why did he have you to meet him at his home? Why go through all of that? I'm just not understanding. I said, versus handing it off to you. Why didn't he just make out the check to the National Association of Letter Carriers versus trying to hand you a blank check? Can you please clear this up for me, seeing as you stated that we can come to you and ask you anything? All right. And so the question I had asked to him, you guys, you guys can understand. I said, was this before or after he handed you a blank check? Okay. So if you look down here, he commented and said this was before. Okay. So here's what went on. They did this whole little thing. Okay. They did this whole little thing because normally donors are private. Let me just say that. I'm going to break it all the way down. But normally people that donate money and stuff like that are private. Donors are normally private. Okay, so this is what went on. They took the picture. They had the cameras right there. They had, one of these billboard checks made out for the public, for the people, to let it be known that Sir Finance, Jerry Glass, is donating his money. Okay, and this is what Joe Coles, you see, he said this picture was before. Okay, so after doing all this, the next day or after that, Joe goes to his home and Jerry hands him a blank check for $18,000. Joe said that I could have just signed it to myself. I could have kept it for myself because he never wrote it out. Anyway, even though we see on a picture who it was made out to, Joe said I could have just signed it myself. This is what the story he told me. I could have just signed it myself and just ran out with the money, but I used it towards her return or her reward money. Okay. Yes, I noticed the numbers too. Actually, that's why Miles did a excellent breakdown of the numbers, and I forgot to get it and insert it. But he didn't. That's why he broke down all the numbers from all her reward money. For all the reward money that was out there, he broke those down too. And I should have inserted it somewhere in here, but I forgot to go to it in the group and get it. Okay. So was Joseph Coles telling me this to ensure me that he was in it for all the right reasons and that the check given by Jerry Glass was because of him and his connections to Jerry? I think so. I think that was the whole reason him telling me that. Joseph wanted me to know that, I'm in it for all the right reasons because he knew that I was looking into his daughter case. He knew that I was going to report his daughter case. And he was really wanting me to know, like, look, I'm in it for all the right reasons. And Jerry was my connection. The 18,000 wouldn't have been added if it wasn't for me. And if I wasn't a man of integrity, I could have just signed the check and ran off with it. Okay. But there's still something wrong with this story. Now let me break that down to y'all. Y'all know I had to get to looking at the National Association of Letter Carriers, of course, because they are involved. And on top of that, when we see the press conference with all of them together, he also is wearing the colors. He's also blending in. He's dressed in the same color. Him and Andrew Holmes both dressed in purple and black. Jedediah and Karen both dressed in red and black. And you had Joseph Coles dressed in black and white or black and gray. You get what I'm saying? So he was also in you know, that circle. Okay, so I had to look him up too. But one thing that's really stood out to me, first of all, the whole website is red, white, and blue, all about politics and everything. Okay, and they pushing the agenda like crazy, but we ain't here for that. But this is the one thing that really stood out to me too. What I've seen is that on his website under his name, he actually makes a quote of Dr. Martin Luther King. But I just feel like Dr. King got so many good quotes out there. Y'all look at the quote that he posted on the website. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step towards the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tiredness, exertions, and passion concerns dedicated individuals. This is no time for apathy. Now, it kind of remind me of that preacher at somebody's funeral that kept saying sacrifice, 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 and everybody just overlooked it. It just a lot of this stuff I'm just comparing because it really is the same. They speak in the same language, just in different ways. The goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. Now I know he didn't create this, but the fact that this is the quote that he chose to use kind of stood out to me. But that ain't all I'm about to show y'all. Okay. The check that was paid to Jerry Glass, by Jerry Glass, I'm sorry, was given to the National Association of Letter Carriers because these are the people who have the reward money for Kierra Coles. If you was to give a tip and it was to lead to an arrest or her findings, these are the people that have the money, the reward money. Okay, and we also saw it in the picture that it was that his check was written out to them. So he was basically letting us know, or even talking to Cole, letting everybody know that this is who the money is going to. Okay, which is a government branch. Okay, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I feel like something is totally wrong with that. Okay, why I find this reward money suspicious. Please pay attention, people, and we can't be just allowing this stuff to go over our heads. Normally, reward monies are offered by the police department and Crime Stoppers to help solve the case. Now, this is what normally happens in the real world. Okay, Crime Stoppers and the police department are the first ones to come up with a reward money to lead to an arrest. Okay, Crime Stoppers will accept donations towards the reward money from family and private donors. So once Crime Stoppers and the police department have established a reward Y'all hear me? Y'all me one of y'all can hear me. Try me a one if y'all can hear me. Okay, so good. That wasn't. I didn't get reported. That was just the enemy plan. The enemy just kicked me off the internet for whatever reason. I had to just unconnect to the internet and reconnect all over again. That wasn't nobody but the enemy. Okay, so even if they was tampering with it, I didn't think they could do anything anyway. I had my disclaimer up. All right, so let's get right back to it before something else do happen. Make sure everybody come back over here. I didn't want to lead people astray. Let me go ahead and get this screen share back up, or everybody come back over here. I don't even know where the last place we was at because I was just in here talking, and I so happened to glance at the comments, and I'm like, "What? So y'all don't hear me?" Okay, so let me bring the screen share back up. Yeah, that was just really weird. Like I looked and it said I was not disconnected to the internet, and I'm like, "Huh?" Okay, so good. That's what it was. Like I said, they can't. I got my disclaimer up. I have not put any news, no video, audio footage, and nobody else is in here, so I can't get copyright strikes. Like this is just what it is. They have to just take it and get this work today. Let me go back in the chat room so I can see a lot of people just come in and get it finished. Now I don't know where the last place I left off at because I just looked in the chat room and I saw people saying, "Wait a minute, they shut her down." So kind of help me find where y'all was at, where we was last at. Thank a lot of y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging around because y'all know we have gotten attacked before. But like I said, I prayed over this live. I prayed over y'all. I prayed over myself, and I just really believe this is, God, He just had to wait for this information to get out there. But like I said, the enemy will try little things to see if it would frustrate me, if I would give up and just decide not to continue because I have done that before. Okay, but not in this case. No, ma'am, no, Pam. Okay. So I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So was I? The last thing y'all heard from me was it about the donation or the reward money? Which part? Did y'all hear me explain the reward money is normally set up from the police department and Crime Stoppers? Did y'all hear that part? If not, I'll start there. Malika, Joe told me you got it right. Thanks. Wow. Well, I ain't even finished. I ain't even finished. Okay, so I was here. Okay, all right, I'll start here. Okay, let me turn my ear on real quick, y'all. Hi. Okay, all right there. Yes, we did. Okay, so I'll go here. Yes, we hear that part. Okay, I'll just go over it again so in case anybody missed it. Okay, this is why I find the reward money so suspicious because normally the reward money is set up between the police department and Crime Stoppers to help any tips or help solve the case. Okay, so Crime Stoppers will accept donations from outsiders, from family, from private donors. Okay, they would accept the money and it all gets put together in one pot. Okay, and so when the police get a tip that leads to an arrest, the police will get the reward money from Crime Stoppers to pay the person, the anonymous source. You get what I'm saying? So I've never seen a donation check written out to a company or a business, anybody or a government agency, anybody outside of Crime Stoppers. I've never seen that before. So of course that raised the red flag for me because we actually see the big fat check, and we started the big fat check was rolled out to hold on y'all, don't message me, to the National Association of Letter Carriers versus it being donated to Crime Stoppers. Okay, because like I said, the reward money it will stay with Crime Stoppers until an arrest is made. So once the arrest is made, the police department, this is what happens all around the world. The police department will get the reward money once, and they will give it to the person once it's claimed, once it's earned or whatever. So In this case, the thing that really raised the red flag for me, in this case, the private donor, quote unquote, the private donor went public, took photos, had the press in front of you, went public. And sometimes people do that. Yeah, but mostly, and I call him a private donor because that's what he was. He met with Joseph at his house, okay, like in private to actually give him the check. You see what I'm saying? So that whole thing, that whole fiasco with them taking pictures and him or whatever, that was basically for the public. Okay, that was just for the public. But the check was written out to the NALC when the reward money should have gone to CPD and Crime Stoppers. Because if the money is, think about it, if the reward money is never claimed or never given out, Crime Stoppers, they are the ones that will hold that money. They will hold that money for 15 years, 25 years, because sometimes it takes that long, excuse me, y'all, for a case to be solved. So Crime Stoppers, they will hold that money for however long it takes until the case is either closed or come up and arrest is made. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, why is National Association of Letter Carriers holding this money rather versus Crime Stoppers? You get what I'm saying? Like, why was this check issued to them, to this government agency versus Crime Stoppers? So we know that National Association of Letter Carriers also donated some money. But this is what normally happens in real time, okay? National Association of Letter Carriers, they donate their portion, whatever they're going to donate it, they donate to Crime Stoppers. Jerry Glass, he write out his check, give it to Crime Stoppers. So now Crime Stoppers have the NALC's money, they have the money from Jerry Glass, they have money from other private donors, they have money from families, and all that money comes together as reward money. So when the police get a tip, police will go to Crime Stoppers and say, hey, I need that reward money because we have made an arrest, or do you get what I'm saying? So a Crime Stoppers will issue out that money that's been collected and give it to the police department to pay that person. Okay, so this right here was not even handled the right way. It wasn't. It wasn't handled the right way. Well, Kanisha, I don't give no half stories. So I don't know, I don't know how they're gonna feel when I get into the bottom of it. You see what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is. So what happens to the money that was given to NALC if Kierra's case is never solved from a tip? Do they just hold on to that check? Like, had that check been deposited into that branch, into that business? What happened if the case never gets solved? What happens with that money? It's just gonna stay there? Okay, if it stays there, that money can be taxable. That money can be considered assets to that company. You see what I'm saying? Like, this was not even done right. This money was supposed to go to Crime Stoppers. Okay, not another department or not another organization. You get what I'm saying? So if NALC actually offer reward money, if they actually offer reward money themselves, if they put the first 3,000 out or the first 5,000 out, why didn't they give that money to the police? They just told us, like, yeah, we donated. They were supposed to give their reward money to the police, the Fed, or the Crime Stoppers. Is anybody following me? Drop me a one if y'all following me. So I can't really believe that the NALC even gave any money, even donated any money. But I damn sure see that they collected it on Kierra's behalf. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's very suspect, because they shouldn't even have access to that money. If you giving money if you donate money, why are you still holding on to the money you donated? You can't tell me there's something right about that. If I donated some money from my business, why am I holding on to it? You get what I'm saying? The money that National Association of Letter Carriers, the post office, donated was supposed to go out of their hands into the police department, the feds, or Crime Stoppers. They're not supposed to be holding on to the money they claim they donated. We need to see that check, sir. We need to see it. So how we even know that y'all even put up any money? Y'all just holding on to some money. Y'all just getting broken off. Y'all just getting paid. So my whole thing is, why they still the need to cash them out $18,000? That's all we know. That's all we know, people, is the fact that they cashed them out $18,000 because they could probably know. And I'm just gonna be real. We have to leave no stone unturned, which is what we always do when looking into these cases. I gotta be real. That money, they probably feel like her case ain't gonna ever be solved. So all we know is the post office was given $8,000. That's all we know. Can we just be real? Can we just talk for real? Because we don't know what they actually donated because they didn't put it in the hands of anyone else or the right people, the police or Crime Stoppers. So all we know is Mr. Jerry Glass handed over a check to NALC. Why? And we didn't see nothing coming from them. We know it from the flyers, but we haven't really seen anything because you don't donate some money to an organization or to anybody and you still holding on to it. Because that business could go bankrupt tomorrow. That branch could go bankrupt tomorrow. Anything could happen. And then you're going to say, well, then the tip comes, well, we had every good intention on donating it, but no. When you donate some money, you write the check and you pass it on and you keep it to pushing. That's not what happened here, y'all. It's not what happened here. I'm sorry, Simply Made. I probably lost a lot of views, a lot of people. I just hope y'all end up going back and catching everything. Okay. I hope y'all go back to everything. I don't know who Ben Ivory is. I just want the truth out there about Kierra. I just want people to, maybe pray harder than stressing, than worrying. You know what I'm saying? Just pray harder because this stuff is not right. Y'all think how many labs is out there? How she's 27. Let's get that straight. She's not 26. So we can stop saying that. Okay. So chapter 5 is called Kierra, quote unquote, the boss and the movement. So I entitled this The Boss and the Movement because this is what we about to look into. This is what they call her, Kierra Coles the Boss. And let me just put it out there. When I first heard that Kierra Coles was called the Boss, and hearing the story of the fact that she worked at the post office, she was a Lyft driver, I thought they were calling her the boss because she was the boss. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Our definition of the boss means she's taking care of business. She's getting that money. She's a boss. Tell me a one if anybody else thought like me. I was disappointed to know that they call her the boss because of her attitude. I really thought it was because of the fact that she was living life like a boss. That her being young, not having no children, she was getting that money, living on her own. She just bought herself a new truck. So I thought that's why they called her the boss. Okay, so I ain't alone. Okay. Okay. Karen, Keisha, and Joe seem to all take different approaches when it comes to interviews and searches for Kierra. Now, we've seen that. I just broke down to y'all some notes from both interviews. They take different approaches when it comes to interviews and when it comes to searches. I don't know what type of searches that Karen and Keisha's members out there doing. I really don't. But, we've seen Joe all over. We've seen him in all type of, doing all type of stuff, okay? So they take different approaches when it comes to interviews and when it comes to searches. But I said, but one thing they could all agree on was that Kierra was, quote unquote, the boss and told everybody what to do. That's one thing that it seems like they all can agree on. If nothing else, that Kierra Coles was the boss. Okay, and this is quoted from Joseph's words. He said she's very bossy in our home. And one of my people asked me, like, what do he mean by in our homes? They all live together at one point. Well, he never said to me that they all lived together at one point. Unless they, they lived together when she was a baby prior to him getting locked up. Because he spent 25 years in prison. Okay, and maybe she was a bossy baby, or maybe it was another means to kind of put it out there to make it kind of seem that we are all on one accord. You see what I'm saying? We really know that wasn't the case. Okay, so he said, Joseph Coles said she's very bossy in our home. Joseph Coles said of his daughter's nickname, this is the reason why they call her Kierra Coles the boss, because she's very bossy. He also said she runs everybody in our household. Our household. Our household. Oh, okay. She tells everyone which way we should go. That stood out to me. She told everyone which way we should go. So I'm just saying, Kierra was she the type of person who saw people in her family that she loved, going down the wrong path and trying to tell them which way they should go? Don't it kind of sound like that, y'all? That they might have looked at that as bossy because she was probably saying, you need to stop. You need to get it together. You need to stop smoking. You need to stop. I mean, I ain't saying she was a party animal, like to have fun, whatever, because she was young. She probably did. But what it seemed like, what it sounded like to me is that when he said she tried to tell everybody which way to go, it sounded like he was trying to say she was the type, well, she is the type of person. I don't want to talk about her in past tense, but it seemed like he was trying to say, well, she's the type of person who try to tell us what we should do, which way we should go in life, and what approaches we should take, which way everyone should go. Okay. And you also have her sister. And I kind of got offended a little bit that is post that from Keisha Phillips. She said on October the 10th, she really hadn't been gone that long. You know, she had only been missing for a few days. And she said, well, a little over a week actually. And she said, that's my irritation. Where you at, girl? She posted a picture of her and Kierra and said, that's my irritation. Where you at, girl? Okay, and right here where I circled that, she said the thought, oh, she thought she was the mother of everybody, says her sister Keisha. So once again, she pretty much saying the same thing Joseph confirmed. She was bossy and she thought she was everybody's mama, probably telling them what they should do, how they should raise their kids. She even said in a radio interview, you know, she wanted to tell us how like she thought our kids was her kids. You know, normally, let me just say this. Normally, when people do it, they do it out of love. I don't feel like I'm better than you, but I just feel like you could do a better job when it comes to raising your child. I feel like you could do a better job when it comes to just easing off the weed a little bit. I feel like you could just do a better job when it comes to whatever the case may be. Sometimes that stuff comes out of love. It comes out of love. Okay. But they both agree on that. We've heard it. Okay, that she had this bossy personality and thought she was everybody's mother and thought that she knew everything and wanted to tell everybody which way they should go. Now, I'm going to bring this up real quick before I go to my next slide because one thing that I've noticed with the cases that I've been looking to, you had one girl, which I don't say KJ, you had one female who everybody said was smart mouth and she was a fighter. You have another girl who everybody say was bossy. You know, so I'm looking at the personality and considering the personalities of these girls. Like the people in their family might have gotten irritated with them, and which a lot of times it don't make it. It makes it a little easier to be able to do whatever it is, or if, you know what I'm saying. It just makes it a little easier if you're dealing with somebody who is smart mouth, or if you're dealing with somebody that love to fight people, or if you was dealing with somebody that was a little bossy all the time and wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they was angels, they was bossy, they got smart, you get what I'm saying? So I just noticed that, and then with Leah's case, I noticed the fact that she had a lot of issues, maybe a lot of health issues, to where Brittany was like, you know, it's kind of easy for me to disconnect my heart from her because she already getting on my nerves. She always a sick child. She always hurt herself. I'm always running out. You get what I'm saying? Irritation. They irritated by these people. Hello. I just noticed the common similarity. It's like the people irritated by him. I'm just saying. Pay attention. Okay? So I put right here, who calls their missing little sister who only been missing for a week an irritation? Normally they would say kind words like, you know, because like I said, this post that she made was only made a week after she'd been missing. Normally people would caption it, that's my heart. Where you at, girl? That's my baby sister. But irritation? Irritation? Yes, Tanya, family can be your worst haters, your worst enemies. Yeah, all that. Yep. Y'all already know my story. Okay. This is just a little Instagram post, not Instagram, a messenger post that I screenshotted because I felt that I needed to insert that right here because this right here was so, it threw me off so bad. It threw me off so bad. Okay, so I had located a picture I had seen before here and some dude, and y'all should know I posted it in the group, the ones in my group. And I was like, you know, here's a picture of Kierra with a guy. I've never seen this picture before. So I stalked the dude. I found him on Instagram. So I sent his Instagram page to Keisha. And I said to Keisha, here's a picture of dude with Kierra. And so she immediately came back and said, he knows something. Y'all see it right here. Now, covered up Instagram name is because it's not about him. I don't put him on blast because I don't believe this dude is a suspect. Excuse me, y'all. I believe this is just somebody who took a picture with Kierra and it kind of got out there. You see what I'm saying? I don't see him as suspect, but because it was new news to me, I immediately took it to Keisha like, oh my God, here's a photo with Kierra and some dude. Do you know him? She replied that he knows something. So when she told me he knows something, she didn't say, I think he knows something. He may know something. She replied back, he knows something. So I immediately got to stalking dude, okay? I got to stalking him. I was all in his inbox like, look, this is Malika. I need you to reach back out to me. How do you know Kierra? When did you take this picture of Kierra? When was the last time you spoke to Kierra? I'm asking him thousands of questions, okay? I could have screenshotted all that. He confirmed because I finally got his attention after inboxing him like 15, 20 times. Okay, and he responded back to me, which I didn't want to share our whole conversation because I got his name in there, pictures in there, He responded back to me. He said, well, I know Kierra from my sister, or I think it was his sister or his cousin. But anyway, he was pretty cool with Kierra. And so I said, well, her sister don't know you because she, told me he knows something, but then she told me she didn't know him. Let me go to the next slide. So all along while I'm messaging him, I'm messaging Keisha at the same time. So I'm like the middleman. Okay, I don't even know why I'm the middleman, but I'm the middleman. I'm messaging him, asking him, how do you know Kierra? Da, da, da. And I'm messaging Keisha too. Like, is there anything you want me to ask him, Keisha? Like, she couldn't just go directly to Instagram and check him herself. You just told me this dude knows something about your sister. She could have went over there and messaged him herself. Like, what's up, bro? What you know about my sister? Y'all feel what I'm saying? But because I'm thinking to myself, I'm an investigator. I'm looking into this stuff, and I'm doing a family a favor. So I'm gonna be the middleman. Keisha, what you need me to ask him? Because I finally got his attention. What you need me to ask him? Okay. So I'm messaging both of them as the middle person. So the guy sends me a screenshot of this right here, this photo, this video of Kierra and some other girl. So the guy basically sent me that and telling me that, this girl right here that's in this video, the Snapchat video with Kierra, this is my either sister or cousin. He said, well, send Keisha this, because if you send Keisha this, because I think Keisha already saw his Instagram page, okay? So he said, well, send Keisha this video right here. And I said, okay, no problem. So I sent Keisha the video. And so Keisha came back, look, it said, I don't know him. But I'm talking to him. My sister knew a lot of people. Okay, it's something wrong with this. Because when I sent you this dude Instagram, Keisha, you immediately said to me, he knows something. How do you know he knows something? You don't even know him. When she found out I was talking to him, then she came back like, oh, I'm talking to him now. Do I believe she started messaging him? No, I don't. But that's when I walked away and said to myself, I'm about to stay out of it. Okay, so if anybody not follow me, let me know. Because she came, I sent the picture right here, which was supposed to be proof that I'm talking to him and who he is because he's related to the girl in the video with Kierra. Then she came back like, well, I don't know him, but I'm talking to him. My sister knew a lot of people. I said, okay. Y'all see, I said, okay. And just walked away from it because I'm saying to myself, she got his Instagram profile. I sent it to her. If he knows something, she gonna get to it. I could step back now. She's communicating with him. I could step back and let them talk. So y'all, I'm waiting. I was waiting for something to be like, some new information to come out because I'm thinking I didn't do something. I'm thinking I didn't connect Keisha with somebody that knows something. I'm thinking I did something. So I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm checking Facebook, Instagram, just waiting on something to pop up. Because I thought I did something. Like, she said that this dude knows something. I connected this dude with her. She said she didn't know him. So I put our connection together. So maybe they're going to get to talking and some new information going to drop. Since she was sure he knew something. How can you be sure that he knows something if you don't even know him? Or what relation he was, or how he even knew Kierra. You just said right here that Kierra knew a lot of people. So everybody that we bring to you, all of Kierra's say is they know something. And you don't even know them. You don't know how they know your sister, man. Come on, like, stop playing games. Stop playing games. I can move forward, right? Just stop playing games. Okay, the movement. First, y'all know this is Keisha, the back of her head. She got her head. She got Kierra's name shaved in the back of her head. Okay, and she got a caption to movement. Drop me a one if we've seen this so many times. Drop me a one if we've seen the movement so many times. I'm gonna break down this movement to y'all. Read some of these comments. If they distractions, just mute them. Right. Buddha, she said that Kierra knew a lot of people. So I wouldn't just the first thing say, oh, he knows something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have some type of evidence or something to say that somebody knows something. Do you get what I'm saying, or are you a little lost? Because I can kind of, like, help you out a little bit. Oh, exactly, Lisa. I'm gonna give you my. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm almost done with this presentation, and at the end, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all my whole overview because, like I said, I'm gonna still be hollering justice for Kierra. I would still share anything. I would still sign petitions. I would still do anything to help. But as far as my digging is done. So when I get to the end, I'm gonna break down to y'all what I believe, and that's just that. Okay, that's just that. I can't read these messages, y'all. I can't. I can't. Okay, so okay. Now here go the movement, y'all, that we've been seeing a lot of. We get phone calls, all types of stuff. Okay, we've seen this many times before, and I was shaking my head because when I was writing the movement, I was just shaking my head at the same time. Okay, the person, and I said this before, but I want to make sure y'all please stop messaging me. Like, it's throwing me off. Please, y'all. Okay, I've said this before, but I want to make sure it's clear, make sure everybody understand what the movement is, because you see this attached to different cases, a lot of cases, and you're going to see it, okay? The name, the person becomes the name and the movement. For instance, Kanika, okay? Her name and her person became a name and a movement. The movement, which is J4K, that became a movement, okay? We've seen this in many different cases, okay? Which many are behind. Now, if you notice, it's a lot of people that's behind the movement, y'all. It's not one suspect, it's not two suspects. Hell, it's not even three or four suspects. Are y'all with me? Whether they played a small role, as in making a phone call or making sure somebody got there or whatever. Maybe whether they played a big role or no role at all in the actual crime, but they well aware and informed of what's going on. They will represent the movement. Even those who have no connection whatsoever, but follow the story through social media, and they hashtagging this and they putting out that, they all become a part of this movement. They will wear certain colors. In Kanika case, everybody wore purple and purple bandanas as a part of the movement. They will get tattoos, or in Keisha's case, brand their name on the back of her head. All of this represents the movement. In Malia Davis' case, she was a poster child, so they had her face on posters that represented the movement. The movement always follows behind cases like this. Look at other cases, y'all. Kierra's not the only person that went missing in Chicago. So many different people missing in Chicago, and you don't have a movement behind it. Please pay attention and wake up. Whenever it's a movement that follows cases like this, it's because it's a big thing. It's a lot of people involved, y'all. Whether they played a small role, a big role, or no role at all, but they just know what's going on. They all would put out stuff to represent the movement, whether it's wearing certain colors, whether it's bandanas, whether we're going to get tattoos, we're going to all wear Jordans this day, we're going to all tattoo her name, we're going to all shave our heads. It still represents the movement. The movement is always attached to these type of cases. Stay woke. Stay woke. I don't know what's going on in the chat room. If Buddha calls that much stuff, y'all just mute him. Like, just mute him. Ain't no point keep going back and forth. I don't even see what Buddha's actually saying. But if he's saying some stuff that y'all don't like, if you feel like he's being a distraction, disrespectful, just go ahead and mute him. You don't know him like that. Go ahead, mute him. You know, there's people out here that really want this work. And I'm getting ready to read my final thoughts. So I would really think that, you know, Malika about to say it too. Karen is involved. Malika is about to say that. Don't mute, Buddha. I'm about to say everybody involved. I'm not really going to, let me retract that. Malika is not really about to single out nobody. I'm just hoping y'all paid attention to everything I presented. What I am going to do is give y'all my final reading, okay? Because I can read people like an open book. I'm going to give y'all my final reading as to what I believe that transpired, okay, and that's going down. And I might even tell y'all some stuff that y'all probably didn't even know from, you know, me and Joe's private conversation. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I believe that's going down, and I can't help but to piece things together like this. I'm gonna always be real with myself for one, with my God, and with my people. Period. So I'm just have to put it out there, okay. But I'm not gonna single one person out because if y'all got what I just said about a movement. One person can't be singled out because this right here is a movement. So you got to fall in formation. Jesus, I just told you that. You either got to fall in formation or you can't be a part of the movement. Because a lot of times when you interrupt the movement, you're stopping the money flow. You stop the money flow. You can't interrupt the movement. You can't ask questions in the movement. You're stopping the money flow. Period. But I'm going to end this with my final thoughts because I got phone calls, text messages, all kind of stuff going on. Okay. So I'm sharing my thoughts and my final breakdown. All right. I ain't here to argue with nobody. This is just what it is. Okay. So I'm starting off with when a woman is in her first trimester of pregnancy, her body normally goes through changes. It's normal at this stage of pregnancy. Now remember, Kierra Coles was in her first trimester. 3 months first trimester, okay? So sometimes it's normal for a woman to, I ain't saying every woman, I ain't had that, okay? But it's normal for a woman to have morning sickness, fatigue, nausea, and mood swings. That's normal, especially for first-time moms. Drop me a 1 if it's the moms out there for the first time went through morning sickness and went through all type of stuff in a first pregnancy. Okay, in the beginning of the first trimester. So in my opinion, it wouldn't seem odd for Kierra to not answer her phone that day that Karen was calling her. It wouldn't seem odd for her not to answer her phone if she's busy working 2 jobs. This is what y'all want us to believe. This is what the story, this is my final thought, okay? It wouldn't seem odd to me for her not to answer her phone if she's busy with 2 jobs and she's resting during the time she's off. Not odd to me. Okay, think about it. She worked 2 jobs. She just became pregnant. All they kept saying is she would normally, well, guess what? Her body has changed. Her life has changed. Her body is going through some changes. So she's not going to do what she normally does. Are y'all following me? But to me, it don't seem odd for her just to be not answering the phone for 1 day and you to get suspicious. But anyway, let me keep going. In my opinion, it wouldn't seem odd for Kierra to not answer her phone and she's busy working 2 jobs and resting during the time she's off. And for some who, and this is what Keisha said, for someone who likes to be to herself a lot, in her sister Keisha word, it's not odd for her not to answer her phone. She could be going through a muse thing, but she don't want to be bothered with nobody. She just got off work. She's been working hard, and all she want to do is sleep. How many of y'all used to sleep all the time in your first trimester? And especially if you held down a full-time job, you got to work, all you want to do is sleep. The following day, Karen asked her daughters if they heard from Kierra. And also she called Josh. Now this is the breakdown of everything that we saw so far. Okay, besides the confusion. I'm leaving that out. Karen goes to social media and she noticed she hadn't posted anything. Again, how is this odd if she's busy working 2 jobs and in her early stage of pregnancy? So Karen said, I called her, she ain't answered the phone. The next day I looked on Snapchat, she ain't snapped. How is that odd if she busy working, resting, or anything else that she had to Snapchat. Now, maybe normally when she out or normally throughout the day, she'll Snapchat, get on Facebook, but here it is, only a day went by and the girl was working. The girl had doctor's appointments. The girl had WIC appointments. You guys get what I'm saying? It's not odd for her not to answer her phone to post nothing on Snapchat. Not to me, it ain't. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move it along. Okay. The following day, Karen asked her daughters if they heard from Kierra, and also she calls Josh. Karen goes to social media and noticed she hadn't posted anything. Again, how is this odd? She's busy working 2 jobs and in her early stages of pregnancy, and also had a busy schedule the day before. Karen goes back to Kierra's apartment on her lunch break and noticed her truck parked out front. Karen doesn't answer the door. Karen has this eerie feeling that something is wrong, rather than feeling like maybe she's just sad, knocked out. I mean, knocked out, sleeping in a coma because she just tired. She didn't think, maybe she having her mood swings and don't want to be bothered. Karen actually, her response on the radio interview was that maybe her battery was dead. Maybe her phone wasn't charged. It's like she didn't even consider the fact that the girl could have been knocked out or in her mood, as Keisha said, and just didn't want to be bothered. Maybe she's out with a friend and that's why her car is parked. Once she just met a couple girls like on the day before, and had some with her at the doctor's appointment, so she's like she's never alone. She got people. Why wouldn't that cross her mind? I'm sure she didn't contact everybody she knew. She wouldn't make that clear. Okay, but no, Karen mind immediately jumped to something is wrong. Immediately jumped to something is wrong. Or maybe she's out with a friend. No. Oh, I already said that. I'm sorry. Later that day, Karen goes back to Kierra's apartment and have a wellness check and finds that Kierra's not inside her apartment. Okay, like I find that strange, y'all. I can't lie. I find it strange because we're talking about a grown woman and not a child. We're talking about a grown woman that have her own place, 2 jobs in her early stages of pregnancy. Okay, I'm a grown woman. I don't talk to my mom every day. Me and mom, if we do have a pattern of talking every day, it might be those 1 or 2 days we don't. But here it is, you have a girl who just moved out her parents' house, got her own apartment, holding down 2 jobs in her early stages of pregnancy. I don't understand how them attendants went straight to something wrong and she called and she had a wellness check done. I just don't get it. Okay, we're not talking about a child, we're talking about a grown woman. Now, I'm not saying that she should have did it after not hearing from her daughter for 2 days or 3 days. Y'all, we're talking about a day and a half. Okay. I believe maybe Karen knew something happened. Now, this is my theory. This is my belief. Don't fight me. I believe Karen knew something happened, and whatever happened on the night of the 2nd. Okay, the night of the 2nd was a busy day for Kierra, according to everything that I've gathered and read. Okay, according to everything I gathered and read, the day of the 2nd, which was the day she was said to have gone to her doctor's appointment and WIC. This night, she allegedly went to Walgreens, okay, per her father, and she also called off work, per Karen. This is the day she was reportedly last seen. Now, remember, y'all, in a lot of news articles, even on the news station, they keep saying that she was last seen on October the 2nd, even though the surveillance say the 3rd. Why do they keep giving us the 2nd? They know we're not blind and we can see the surveillance say the 3rd, but every report that we read say the 2nd. So maybe they do have footage of her being seen on the 2nd, but we have not seen that yet. Are y'all following me? We have not seen that footage of her on the 2nd because the one that we see on the 3rd is not her. But they did have footage, or they did actually see her. Mom talked to her on the 2nd. Mom talked to her on the 2nd, maybe in the midst of her running around or before she ran around. So mama must have knew that Kierra, when she left her doctor's appointment or WIC appointment, she had to go to Walgreens to get her prenatal pills. Okay? She must have knew that. She must have knew she was meeting up with somebody, or she probably didn't know she was meeting up with somebody, or whatever the case may be. But the way she reacted fast, to me, shows that she knew something happened. Not had the eerie feeling, she knew something happened. Okay? This is the day she was reportedly last seen. And I asked myself, why Walgreens ATM? And like I said to y'all, maybe she was there picking up her prenatal vitamins. Okay? And the prenatal vitamins was found in the truck. It was also found in the truck. So let me keep going before I jump ahead of myself. Someone maybe snatched her at the ATM. Okay, but this footage we have not seen. So I believe Kierra, because rule out the footage on the third with the timestamp on the third, the fake footage. Rule that out, y'all. Completely throw it out the window. If it's not showing Kierra, it's not evidence to nothing. Okay, that's not Kierra. So completely rule that out. The last time she was seen was the night before, on the second, possibly at Walgreens, as her father said, picking up her prenatal pills. And while she was there, she went to the ATM. This is when I believe Kierra disappeared, because I don't believe nobody snatched her or did anything to her on that street, because it's already been said that that street, and everybody know them hood streets in Chicago, got a lot of cameras. Hold on, somebody at my door. Jesus. Okay. But anyway, so it's already been said that the streets in Chicago have a lot of cameras. So I believe when she was not snatched on that street. We can rule out that footage. She was snatched before she made it home that night. Are y'all feeling me? Before she made it home that night, and that's why her prenatal pills were still, and her purse was still in that car, in that truck. Drop me a one if y'all feel it. I'm going to break this down, and this is the way I see it. This is the way it was given to me. Somebody snatched her at the ATM, took her at the ATM machine, and her purse and her prenatal pills was still in. Now the lunch bag part, I don't believe. The friend interjected and said that. I don't believe that. But definitely, that purse and her prenatal pills is a big sign to us, y'all. Okay, that something happened to her while she was at that Walgreens, and that was stuff that she put in her car before she got snatched. She just got the prenatal pills. She just had a doctor's appointment earlier that day. Come on, y'all. Come on. Okay, and again, this is the cover up, because that's footage that they didn't show the public, and probably would never show the public, because of the person who took her. Because of the person who took her is involved and being covered up for. So we had never, they took the real footage, they hid it, they gave us a fake footage and said, here, y'all dummies, figure it out. Y'all piece it together. We done seen that so many times before. Okay, per Joe, because this we didn't know this, none of this wasn't for Joe. Per Joe, someone drove her truck back to her apartment and parked it with the purse and the prenatal pills in there. Okay? Another footage that they covered up and didn't show us. But it had to be somebody that knew her and knew where she stayed at. Because how would they know where to park her truck at? So this is what I believe. She at the ATM. Okay, she just walked out of Walmart getting her prenatal pills. She at the ATM getting her money. She put her purse with probably the $400 in there. She put her purse, her prenatal pills in the car. Next time she gets snatched. Okay, the person that snatched her, throw her into a truck or something. Whoever was with that person jumped in her truck, drove it around to her apartment, jumped out, and ran up. Jesus, I hope y'all hearing me. It was so clear to me, y'all. We just got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay. But the tree was blocking the view to where they can't see. We don't know who that person was that jumped in her car, pulled her car around her house. But what we can believe is it was somebody that knew where she lived. So it wasn't. I don't believe it was a real person that snatched her, jumped in her car. No, it was people that already thought they knew. Somebody that knew that she was going to the Walgreens. Somebody knew that she was going to be taking money out of picking up prenatal pills. They was waiting. Period. Come on now. And they knew what Walgreens she be going to. Knew where to park her truck. Knew that tree was going to block the camera. Come on now. Come on now. Okay? If this narrative is true, this person had to know where she lives. From all my research, I'm convinced this was a setup. Okay? Karen rules out Josh as being involved early on without circumstantial evidence. She said it early on without any type of circumstantial evidence. She said, nope, he wasn't involved. Huh? Hello. Is that because she already knew he wasn't involved? Hello. Because everybody would be suspect to me. But she knew that he wasn't involved. That's why she ruled him out early on. But this is what I believe that happened, y'all. Pay attention. According to Joe, This is according to Joe. Period. Like Joe already know this is according to Joe. I don't make stuff up. I'm just gonna put it out there. I didn't ask him this stuff when I interviewed him because I didn't want to do that. At that point, that this part didn't matter. But I'm gonna put it in there now. I'll put it out there for the world to know. According to Joe, Karen and Josh had a great relationship throughout the years. Okay, she was throughout the years that Kierra was with Josh. Okay, Joe stated to me during a private phone conversation that Josh was Karen's weed man. Okay, and because of his relationship with Kierra, he fronted the mom weed many times. So remember when Karen was asked, "Do she know Josh?" She said, "Yeah, I know him. This her weed man, y'all." And he fronted her plenty of times, but she ain't had no money because he was born with her daughter. They was cool. Okay. Joe also mentioned a possible sexual relationship between Karen and Josh. I ain't lying. I ain't making this stuff up. Joe mentioned to me that it was a possible sexual relationship between Karen and Josh. Joe believed that Karen slept with Josh. Okay, we have to leave no stone unturned. I don't know if that woman slept with Josh. I'm just put it out there like that. What I can say is I know plenty mothers from the hood that have slept with their or they flirted or slept with their daughter's son. Now, let's just say here did hear that her mama messed with her boyfriend. That would be reason to leave. But I'm just saying, this is what was told to me. I'm just, telling y'all what was told to me. So Joseph mentioned a possible sexual relationship between Karen and Josh. And as I put at the bottom, Joe cannot deny any of these accusations. He already know this conversation was being recorded. He already knew it. So he can't deny anything that I'm putting out there. Period. Instead of wait to put everything out, okay? According to Joe, Karen has created a GoFundMe account without his knowledge and has made plenty of money from this account and other private donors. His claims are that Karen collected enough money in the beginning. Now listen to me. Joe claims that Karen has collected enough money in the beginning to move into a new home and purchase two new vehicles. Now, I believe he said she moved, but don't mark me on that. But I do remember him saying that she purchased two vehicles. Okay, she got two new cars because he said to me that Karen was driving the same old hoopty for several years until she received his money. I remember him saying like she always had that car she was driving. When she got that money, she got two new cars. Okay, so I believe Joe sees Karen's quote unquote come up as snakish and unfair, being that he's the one who put all the work in and he had all the connections with the higher up. He's the reason the reward money was raised from 25,000 to 48,000. I could be wrong about the 25 to 48,000, but I believe that he feels like he brags to me. He feels that he's the reason why that reward money was increased. So how dare she create a GoFundMe? How dare she get money? How dare she up her life? And I'm sitting out here with nothing. I'm the one made the connections. I'm the one doing the rallies. I'm the one putting together this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Yet Joe has turned away, so he feels like, she getting all his money, yet he turned away the opportunity to keep 18K for himself. And now he don't have nothing. Why didn't Joe keep the money for himself? This is the question that my group asked me. This is the question I had asked myself. Why didn't he keep the money for himself? Well, to me, it's possible that he was showing Karen, okay, and other people, that he was a man of integrity. And he could have been showing this to Karen to kind of win back Karen's trust because she already kind of disconnected herself from him, saying that he's all about him. It's about me, 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 I. So him not keeping the money and running off, if he would have kept the money and ran off, he would have did exactly what she thought he would have did. He would have proved everybody right. You are about you. So for him to turn in a reward money, it was kind of his way of saying, see y'all, I'm not selfish. I'm a man of integrity. It was a way to win back his trust. Or because of the fact, or because of the fact that he was already being watched and interrogated. Okay, Joe admitted to me that he's admitted to also being interrogated by CPD and the FBI. So another reason why I believe that he was so, could have been possible, he wasn't so quick to turn over this investigation. He was being watched and interviewed by the Chicago Police Department. and the FBI. So to get a check for $18,000 and you on work would have raised suspicions, right? So it was the smart thing for him to do was say no, because his conscience was probably telling him send it, write it, take it. But the other part of him was saying nope, give it to the post office. Nope, because they were already watching. Okay, but Ken and her family has not. Okay, so he said to me that he's been interrogated, he's been investigated by both Chicago Police Department and FBI, but he made it known to me, but Karen and her family was not. He said, "What you notice about people?" He said it. Even on the interview, he said one parent was investigated, one parent, but the other one was not. So I'm not lying. Joe feels that Karen has not only turned on him and gotten money without telling him, and upped her life without including him in, and even throwing a dog a bone. He feels like she left him out in the cold because he had to sleep on Kierra's porch. Hello, is anybody with me? He also informed me that he feels that Karen was the reason for him being interrogated by the police department. And yes, he did say that to me. Like I said, he can't deny anything. I don't think he would. I don't think he would deny anything. Okay, but he said that he believed that Karen is the reason why they started looking at him. So if this is the case, to him that's kind of snakish. Like we supposed to be in this thing together, but you turn around, get money, and then you talk to the police department, making me look suspect. You just threw me under the bus and left me out in the cold. Is anybody with me? Drop me a one. Okay, let me see where I'm at. Okay, maybe everything he said about Karen is true. Or, I have to say, I have to look at the glass, both half empty and half full. Or maybe this is just a revenge plot to throw her under the bus and do what to her what he feel that she done to him. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So this could be what he said about first her having a relationship with Josh or whatever. This stuff could have been true. I never asked any of these questions because I didn't know that. I didn't have no reason to ask these questions. This stuff could have been true, or he also could have put it out there as a revenge plot to throw her under the bus and have her interrogated because he feel like only one parent have been interrogated. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? And do to her what she done to him. Am I still live? Drop me a one if I'm still live. Y'all mighty quiet in the chat room. I'm just trying to make sure ain't no salty stuff in the game. There's a lot I have to go back over. Somebody out there, drop me a one. Let me refresh my page real quick because I don't see nobody in the chat. Okay, I see y'all. I had to refresh it. Okay. I had to refresh my page. Okay. All right, so, and I'm ending with my conclusion. Yes, Tanya, money is the root of all evil. Could be because she did that because he was in prison. No, he wasn't in prison during that time. He wasn't in prison during that time. He was out. He had already been out of prison, and he had already been trying to establish a relationship, from what he said, back with Kierra. So no, during this time he wasn't out. He wasn't in prison. He was out. But the GoFundMe pages and things that was made and private donations, he felt that it should have went through him too. It's he should have got a part of that too. But y'all was disconnected throughout the even before that. We saw the disconnection, right? So why did he feel like he had claim over that? Because evidently this was something they did together, that they was together in. And when she started getting money, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, he felt like you should have let me know. You're not supposed to up your life, and I'm out here sleeping on the porch, and I'm out here begging for coffee. I mean, I'm just saying, if y'all with me. Okay, so I'm just ending with the way I feel. Like, I want to keep it real. This is just the way I feel about everything, looking at everything, and I'm done. I'm not doing no more digging. Some new stuff come up, I'll do it to be continued. I will continue this, but as of now, I'm done after this. Okay, I gotta lay my cards all out on the table. Period. All right, maybe Joe feels that it's time to have Karen also brought into the interrogation room. Joe was well aware that I was a blogger looking into his daughter's case. Yet he didn't hesitate to tell me about Josh being Karen's weed man and hinting off that Karen may have had relations with Josh. He knew it was a blogger, but he didn't hesitate at all to tell me Karen might have been messing with the guy. You see what I'm saying? He ain't had no remorse. He just said it. He just told me. I didn't even ask him that. He told me. Okay? Joe has all, now listen to this, y'all, because I've mentioned this before, and I want you guys to understand about these stories. I'm trying to not only listen y'all to this story, but stories that you might see later on. Okay? Joe has always been for Josh being a bad guy, and now it seems he's out to get Karen. He's definitely out to get Karen. I'm just saying. That's just my intake on everything. Okay? You see, Joe knew that the story needed a fall guy. Y'all know I done talked about fall guys. The story needs a fall guy. Always need a fall guy. Unless it's an accident, you need a fall guy. If they end a story where it was an accident, no need for a fall guy. Okay? But in the other case with Kanika, she was going to go for the hotel and go for the money. She going to go for the juggler. Okay? But if it's an accident, you don't necessarily need a fall guy. All right, but other stories that's not really, murder or missing or whatever, they need a suspect, a main suspect. They need a fall guy. Okay, so Joe has always been for Josh and Kierra being a fall guy. He had no problem with that. Okay, but Karen and Keisha was against it. They was against involving Josh. It was against involving him. Because for one, she did have a relationship with him. I do believe the fact that he was her weed man. And I do believe the fact that they was cool. And I do believe the fact that she don't believe he was involved. She know he wasn't involved. So why make him the fall guy? Okay? Other than just simply asking him to come out and talk to detectives. They never, and I'm talking about Karen and Keisha, they never openly admitted that they believe Josh was involved in any way. If ever you heard Karen speak out on Josh, she just say, Josh, come forward. Josh, talk to somebody. Josh, talk to the people. Josh, talk to the detectives. That's it. Karen did not speak out on Josh in the beginning, though. Remember, she didn't speak out on Josh in the beginning. She completely exonerated him. She completely said, oh, no, he have no involvement. Okay? And then when let me finish and read what I'm saying. As you can see, she quickly dispelled that rumor in a radio interview. Okay, so here's what I believe that took place. I believe at some point, Joe encourages her or maybe even threaten her to publicly speak out about him. Even if it's just asking questions about his whereabouts so that the focus can be taken off Joe. Because remember, Joe was being interrogated. Joe was being investigated. He was being looked at. The Facebook group was talking about him. He said in all types of interviews, there's so many rumors out there, so much negativity said about me. Come ask me. So if they create a fall guy, which he needed for Karen to put that out there and speak on Josh. Because remember, in the beginning, she didn't. She completely dismissed the rumor of him being involved. So Joe made it be known, like, look, you gonna speak on him. At least ask him, say something about his name, because that would take the heat off Joe as being looked at as suspect and place it solely on Josh, which exactly what happened. And the people went for it. The people went for it. Once the mom started saying, Josh, just speak up. Just talk to the people. Just speak up. Everybody started saying, yeah, Josh, speak up. Yeah, Josh, where you at? Yeah, Josh, talk. So they created a fall guy. The people created the fall guy. I be seeing this stuff, y'all. I be seeing it. Whew. Anyway, so next thing you know, if you wasn't really pro Joe, you became pro Joe because you started saying, oh, maybe he didn't have nothing to do with it. Josh, speak up. You need to say something, Josh. See what I'm saying? If y'all fell for it. It happened exactly the way they planned it to happen. They created him as the fall guy. He probably was the fall guy y'all asked in the very beginning, but she dispelled that rumor. Remember that. And then it became reinvented again because Joe was being interrogated, looked at, called. Do you get what I'm saying? Rumors was being spread and people was digging into him. Get what I'm saying? And he like, if I fall, baby, I'm taking you with me. Think about it. Come on, let's go think of that. Think about it. If you let these people come for me, first of all, you already got money without me. Everybody is coming for me. Everybody is talking about me, spreading rumors on me, talking about I was a crackhead, not old money, and all this other stuff. If I go down, baby girl, you going down with me. Hello. I'm gonna make it make sense for you if you can't make it make sense for yourself. Okay. All right. So they got him as a fall guy, like they wanted him to be. Okay. Whether Josh and his girlfriend was actually involved, I can't say 100%. I can't. I couldn't even really do no snooping because they completely was like, but bye bye. I see where this is going. Bye bye. He got him a lawyer and was like, nope, you won't make me the fall guy. This is what I believe, y'all. So I do believe Josh could have thought that he was becoming a fall guy, and he shows that this is just so far from the case. Now, a lot of people want to know why did he show up, at the protests and stuff like that. Joe could have been the reason why he never showed up. Because Josh probably really don't know what happened to Kierra, but he knew he was going to be looked at as a suspect. Or he could have been involved too. I don't know. I just said I 100%. But let's just say that he don't know what happened. He could have been afraid of her daddy. Her daddy done told him he's a street dude, okay? He's from the street, spent 25 years in prison. He ain't worried about now, nigga. But y'all want Josh out there sitting side by side with him, and he don't know what's going on, but he a suspect. You serious? Let's just make it make sense. Are you serious? So Josh probably didn't show up at any of the rallies or the search parties because the daddy was there. He probably was intimidated or scared. He might have left Chicago because his name was being smeared all over social media, all over Chicago. I'm just saying. Let's look at the glass half empty and half full. I didn't read a book. I've been all in these groups reading what y'all think. Just let Malika speak now. I done pieced together some stuff on my own too. And it don't seem odd to me for a dude to say, oh, hell no. Let me get me a lawyer and say the hell away from them. Daddy out here talking mad stuff. Ain't no telling what they put out here in them streets. If I see that nigga, I'ma kill him. And y'all expecting him to show up at a search party? Okay, I'm from the streets. Let's keep it real. Y'all expecting him to show up at a search party? I'm just saying. Maybe Josh's family even convinced him to leave for safety concerns. I'm giving y'all my picture. Son, you need to leave. Just get away from me. Just get away because I'm afraid. Something might happen to you. Whatever. He had a life here too. Okay? He was messing with Kierra for years. He got one girl pregnant. He didn't stash her pregnancy. What makes you think he was going to stash Kierra? If they knew about each other. He was holding it down, being a man around the time, having wife and 2 baby mamas, and everything was going smoothly. He was like CBJ. They was all on his bus. Okay? I'm just being for real with y'all. So I don't see that being a motive to actually do something. We had already he was with Kierra for 5 years? The other girl for 10 years? Had a wife at the crib? Y'all cannot tell me that when Kierra got pregnant, he said, okay, now I got to kill her and stash her. It just don't make sense to me, to Malika. And it got to make sense for me to back it up. Period. I have no dog in this fight. It just has to make sense in order for me to ride with it. Period. And it don't. Okay? So Josh and his family, friends, anybody could, even a woman, the girlfriend, like, let's just leave here. Niggas talk about killing you. And in order for him to reinvent himself outside of this whole Kierra Coles nightmare, because he had been a suspect since day one. And not from the family, but from the people. Ain't no telling who in the street without out for him. You get what I'm saying? But if Josh was listed as a suspect, then he couldn't lead a state. Okay, if Josh was a suspect in the FBI, or even Chicago PD, but especially the FBI, he couldn't lead a state. They would allow him to lead a state. Or if he did, he have a warrant. Okay? According to Joe, Josh is currently in Louisiana. I think it was Louisiana, right? He's currently in Louisiana being watched by the Fed. However, we don't know how true that is, y'all. We don't. Okay? Because what we do know is that Joe Coles himself had been called in to question by the FBI. He told me that himself, that the FBI had him called him in for question. I'm breaking down to you, and he know it's true. Okay, this is what he told me. He said, okay, so my point is, so what are they waiting for to arrest Josh or interrogate Josh if they called the file man so quick? Joe said to me that he was being investigated by the FBI, and he asked if he could bring in Jerry Glass. Now, I had to bring it up because I found that strange. Like, the FBI calls you in for investigation, and you want to bring in millionaire Jerry. Like, what Jerry gonna do to help you get out of this? So I said, why? Why do he want to bring Jerry with him? Okay. And the FBI actually told him no, Jerry cannot go in with you. Okay. But I asked myself, why? Why did he try to bring Jerry into the interrogation room with him? And I said, maybe because, Joe felt that Jerry's money was power, or his name or his reputation was enough power to get him off of something. You feel me? Okay. The FBI refused Jerry to go inside the interrogation room with Joe. This is from Joe Word himself. He said the FBI would not allow Jerry to go inside the interrogation room with him. Now, the fact that Jerry is a businessman, he's a millionaire, he's a private donor. I don't understand why he, made that connection to side by side with Joe, going to go see the FBI with him. It had to be a little bit something deeper than that. A private donor is just a private donor. I ain't about to go with you while you get interrogated, brother. That's the sense of it, okay? But they became friends, and he started, I don't know if he was his wingman, handler, I don't know what the hell. But he asked him to go with him. He went with him, but the FBI would not let him inside, okay? I believe Joe was asking everyone to go, or asking, hold on. I believe Joe is asking everyone to go to him. Okay. I believe Joe is asking everyone to go to him with any rumors pertaining to him so that he can clear them up. Okay. He's outside daily, not in hiding, because he doesn't fear what any man can do to him. But listen, nor does he fear the possibility of going back to jail. Remember, y'all, he served 25 years in jail. He ain't afraid of going to jail. Normally, people that spend a lifetime or half a lifetime in prison, they is not afraid of going back. Especially if they hood and they got out and they still had hood mentality. He ain't afraid of going back, y'all. Okay, but he probably felt like bringing Jerry into the FBI, because the FBI is a whole other level. This ain't Chicago Police Department, it's the FBI. So I got to bring my mans in here. You see what I'm saying? My higher up person in here to get me off. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to the FBI, it all depends on who work in that case, whether or not it get covered up. Because I don't feel like a whole department is demonic. I just feel like certain individuals in a department are demonic and cover things up. But I think most of the people who not demonic is the ones that really don't have no say so or poor over nothing, to tell you the truth. Okay, but I just want y'all to remember that Joe can be front and center. Okay, because Joe don't fear. If you do come out there and arrest me, I don't care. Joe don't care. He don't care. He ain't afraid of going back. He ain't afraid of nobody rolling up on him, doing nothing to him. He ain't afraid of none of that stuff. And he want everybody to go to him so he can dispel anything that he feel like is making him look bad or suspect. Is anybody with me? Okay, so I asked the question, like I said, I'm just wrapping it up right here. I asked the question, why Kierra and not Karen's other children? Just in case I'm asking some questions that you guys may have. We can do a Q&A for like 5-10 minutes, whatever. But I'm asking questions that some of y'all might have. Because I asked myself this stuff, why Karen and not, why Kierra and not any of Karen's other children? And it's simple. Number one, everything aligned. I always talk to y'all about alignment. When it comes to sacrifices, when it comes to, murder by numbers, when it comes to the, certain things, it have to be aligned. Okay, Kierra's birthday is 666 alone. Okay, everything must align. Her element, whatever they call it, her element is air. Her sign's element is air. So everything just aligns with Kierra. So maybe that's why her. And also I feel the fact that too, if you notice that Kierra's other kid's last name is Phillips. Keisha looks like a twin to her. Kierra's last name is not Phillips. Kierra is named after her father. Kierra was the boss one. Number two, Kierra was the bossy one. She was the one to try to tell everybody what to do and which way they should go. This came from their mouth. So to me, that's why everything aligned, and she was bossy as hell. Hello? All right, so I said I would not say who I believe that's all involved. I'm not going to say who all believe is involved with this mysterious disappearance. But if you're smart and you awaken, you will figure it out. Okay, because I'm not gonna sit here and say I believe X, Y, Z. I'm not gonna do that because I do believe it's a lot of people. It's let me just throw a number out there, maybe up to 10 that's leading the pack. You know what I'm saying, or maybe less. I don't know, and I'm not gonna just throw them all out there. But I do want to say that it's a movement, y'all. It's not one individual. It's not two. Y'all looking at Josh and Kierra. Now, if they were a part of it and they did have a small role, little role, or just was aware or whatever, it's not just them. This is the movement. Now I'm going beyond my way to tell y'all this stuff. Okay, I am. I'm putting it out there for y'all. So I'm not going to go even beyond myself to tell y'all who I believe is all involved in this movement. But I'm going to say, if you smart and you awaken, you will figure it out because a lot of stuff I didn't expose in this lab right here. Just figure it out. But what I will say is I do believe Kierra was sold into trafficking. I believe that night when she was snatched up and she never made it home, I believe she was snatched up from the second, leaving Walgreens, getting her prenatal pills and going to the ATM. I believe she was snatched up. So I believe she was sold into trafficking. And I also believe it's possible that she's still alive. And that could be the reason why Joe is holding on to that hope. He needs that hope. Remember I spoke to y'all about before how certain people need to hang on to something to kind of get them through the guilt. Do you get what I'm saying? Or whatever they might be facing. Okay, so he might need to hold on to that hope. Okay, but I believe that she was sold into trafficking. I believe that the $18,000 check that was given, from Jerry to the National Association of Letter Care. I think a lot of that stuff is evident, and I think that the police, if this was a real case, they would have pieced that stuff. I don't say real case like this is fake, but it's definitely being covered up. But I believe that the police should have pieced all that stuff together and put it out there, like plain and simple. Because that's evidence. Because it did not go to them or the Crime Stoppers. You get what I'm saying? It went directly to a government organization, and we all see he got on purple. He right with the other group. I mean, come on now. So to me, that's evidence of a payoff, of a cover-up, or of traffic individual. You get what I'm saying? But that was huge to me. So yeah, I believe that she was sold into trafficking. I believe it's possible she's still alive. And the only reason why I say I believe it's possible she's still alive because body haven't turned up yet. That's why. Because when it comes to human trafficking and sex trafficking, we don't know the outcome. Some survive from that. People have survived from that, and some people don't. Okay, but I do believe that she was sold to trafficking, and this is just my opinion. And I believe it's possible she's still alive, at least until her body turns up. But one thing I will tell y'all, that no one, and I do mean no one, connected to this case can be trusted. Period. Point proven. I got a piece of a screenshot from Jedediah. Y'all remember this post that he made on 2/7/19. I'm almost done here, y'all, but this is point proven right here on 2/19. And I hate that half of it is cut off, but it's the only thing I can find. But he said something about it's a major development. Okay, just a few months later, it's a major development. Finally, in Kierra Coles' case, public update coming soon. Stand by and keep both families in prayer. Do y'all remember this post? Drop a one if y'all remember this post. They will be given briefings first and determine what's shared with the public. They will be given briefings first. They got to get in the circle and in the huddle and decide what to share with y'all. Why is that? Why you gotta have table talk in a meeting to put the facts out to the public? That already stands out to me because you know what? You don't get to decide what Malika found out. I would do if I really want to know, I do my own digging, I pray, and I tell myself what it is. You don't get to tell me what it is, and I don't false information for no man. Okay, but this is what they do, y'all. They definitely have briefings. Briefings is another word for table talk. Secret meetings. Drop me a one if y'all follow me. Y'all still woke in there. Briefings, they're going to have briefings first. Then they're going to determine what they're going to share with the public. It's not our role to speculate, spread rumors. The answers are going to be so. A lot of he could have put this out. A lot of times they put this stuff out. It's to bring the talk down, but to keep the name lifted, bring the talk and the rumors and all that stuff down. Keep that to a minimum. Stop spreading gossip, and just know that arrest is going to be made soon. Be patient and expect an arrest. So anybody remember this post that Jedediah made? I'm not hinting to any conclusion. Brother, you cannot give us any conclusion because you don't know conclusion, or whatever you do know, you had table talk and y'all decided what to share with us and what not to. Get out of here. This is why I don't like this man, don't trust this man in any of them Masonic, Illuminati, or whatever, political activists. I don't trust y'all. I'd rather have somebody who ain't really known like that to go out there and fight for me. But when it comes to political activists, Masonic activists, I don't trust none of y'all, to tell y'all the truth, because y'all too busy trying to get a seat, trying to get a position. That's why y'all come around them cases. The next thing you know, when the cases die out a little bit, and it's another major development in another story, y'all running over there. I'd rather have somebody who just has not many followers but a loud mouth. Be Malika, okay? Because I'm just saying, I don't trust none of y'all people. You ain't got no conclusion to give us, because if you did, you would have started your paragraph off with the conclusion. But I'm gonna let the family give out the information. Well, guess what, y'all? It's my last slide. It's been almost a year, and we still haven't seen that information. We still have not gathered a conclusion. We still have not seen any arrests. Almost a year. Jedediah writes this post as if there was new information that surfaced and arrests were soon to be made. I believe this was to get everyone's hopes up and continue talking about kids, but dispel the rumors and gossip. Because remember, he was working for Joe at the time, and there was a lot of stuff that was being said about Joe. So he wanted to put that out there to get y'all to stop talking about Joe and just expect for the best. And by him saying it, y'all won't even look at Joe as suspect because he represents Joe. Y'all gonna say, oh, some arrests being made. Okay. Let the family tell y'all. Okay, so the family ain't got nothing to do with it. Joe ain't got nothing to do with it. Jedediah ain't got nothing to do with it. It's about to be some arrests made. You better go get Kierra and Josh. Come on, y'all. We got to read between the lines. Understand the game that's being played on you. Okay, I believe this way to get everyone's hopes up and continue talking about Kierra's case and dispel whatever rumors was out there about Joe, the man he working for. Okay, just as Karen stated in WGCI interview, she also stated in an interview that new surveillance footage will soon be released. Go listen to the radio interview again. She said there's new surveillance. It was surveillance out there, but she said CPD is waiting to piece things together so they can give out the big picture versus giving out little bits and pieces. So Karen also stated in an interview that new surveillance footage will soon be released once they piece together all the information. It's been almost a year and nothing new has surfaced. And it appears as Karen and her daughters went back to living their life. And that's just me. I'm just going to say it while posting about Kierra here and there. Because I was following. I'm following one. I ain't following the other. But I pay attention. It's like they went back to living their life. But every now and then they post about Kierra. Kierra has not been seen in the public too much. While Joe, on the other hand, has been front and center of his daughter's case, doing press interviews, seeking engagement, and interviews on various platforms. But that doesn't surprise me, y'all, because sometimes it's the guilty who's always front and center, asking for all the information to pass through him. Let that soak in. Don't get it confused. I remember one of the rappers said, the loudest one in the room, okay, is usually the broken. Pretty much the same thing. The loudest one in the room is usually the one who got something. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't be a fool to the game. Know the game. I'm just being real with y'all, okay? So it don't surprise me. You know, he want all information to pass through him. He done gave his phone number out, yada, 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 okay? To clear up, as I said, or in other words, cover up whatever is being put out there. All right? But I'm not here to persuade anyone on what they should believe. Understand that. I'm not here to persuade anybody on what they should believe about this family, Josh, Kierra, or nobody else. That's not what I'm here to do. Believe what you want. I'm just here presenting facts, and I'm giving my little 2 cents about the whole thing. But at the end of the day, pray on it. I always tell y'all that. Don't just take my word for it. Pray on it. Get confirmation. But I pray this was a seed that was sown. I don't care if it's as small as a mustard seed. I just pray it was a seed that was sown. Okay, draw your own conclusion. That's fine. I was asked to look into this case. That's what I did, and I'm concluding everything after this. Okay, the end. So, presentation is done, and it was a success if you ask me, because I had so much information and so much stuff to split up, gather, show, and everything. So that is the end. And please understand that the last few slides was just me drawing up my conclusion as to what I believe happened. Okay, and I thank God for the gift of the Holy Spirit, because it was so much confusion. And if you guys missed the first part of the video, please go back and watch it. It was so much confusion and misinformation out there, to where it was really hard for somebody like me who came in last to try to pick up the pieces of the mess. Okay, same thing with Kanika. Remember, I came in last trying to put together pieces of a mess. It was hard. Okay, this is just me drawing my conclusion as to what I feel that happened. All right, so I will answer a couple questions, but it only pertaining to what I put out there, because I can't really answer no questions pertaining to the case no more than what I looked into. All right, or talk to Joe about it, whatever the case may be. So I'll look in the chat, answer a few things that y'all might need me to answer, and we're gonna go ahead and just move it on from here. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Kanisha. Yes, we are fighting a spiritual warfare, right, Stephanie? Exactly. Y'all keep that in mind. Sometimes when you look at these cases from the natural, not even sometimes, all the time, you have to also look at it from the spiritual realm, especially if it don't make sense in the natural. Always pay attention to lies and confusion, because that's Satan's territory. Always pay attention. The first thing you look at is lies and confusion. And this is just me giving you some advice. Look at the lies, look at the confusion. If you don't really see lies and confusion, move on to numbers and colors. Okay, because elites and people in secret societies, people that deal with occultic, symbolism, numerology, stuff like that, they always like they're going to communicate with each other using signs, colors, symbols, numbers. You see what I'm saying? So my advice to you guys, when you get stories like this, okay, because God say, don't just raise up followers, raise up disciples. Then you know you have done a good job. So I'm looking for a bunch of followers over here. I want y'all to be disciples. I want y'all to know the truth and be able to do exactly what it is I do. And understand, let the Holy Spirit use you to get to expose some stuff. When you see some stuff, you know it ain't right. Okay, but when you see a lot of confusion, a lot of lies around that, understand that that's Satan. He the author of confusion. He the father of all lies. Okay, then get to look at the numbers. When you see his, because his mark, his code is 666, and right now 911, 711, and 811. Look for those. Okay, all that means emergency, orchestrated chaos. Look for that stuff. Look at the colors. See what the colors is representing. Just look at what's going on in the world today. So it's easy for me to look at the colors of other cases and say, oh, they promoting this type of agenda. Oh, they promoting that kind of agenda, because they keep a theme. It's always a theme or color surrounding the story. So that's just my advice to y'all, okay? It's not just with this story, but many others, because we're going to see a lot of this. We live in the last days, truly, because we missed a lot of this stuff. And it's happening so rapidly. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I answer a couple questions. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I love you guys, and I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I thank you guys for just giving me a voice and letting me speak my opinion and not being disrespectful and not arguing, because everybody have their opinion, okay? Everybody they do their work. And this is just what I do. It's not just pertaining to Kierra Coles. This is what I do. Go back and watch my videos. This is what I do. Okay? He swears Jerry Glass, aka Sir Financial Clothing, and everything now, shirt and hat advertising Jerry Glass. Wow, I never noticed that, Nikki. I told you it was a nice connection, nice friendship between him and Jerry. Told y'all. I'm not lying about this stuff. I don't make stuff up, especially when it comes to, cases and stuff like this. Hey, John. How you doing? What type of movement? Well, I think the movement is just based on her name. But if you want to say what type of agenda, I just think it's like I don't think it's really an agenda. I think it's just really either she was a sacrifice or given or handed over, bad statement, but it's for the purpose of politics. We have an election coming up, you guys. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of orchestrated killings, orchestrated snatches. I even believe the Walmart attack was orchestrated. You know what I'm saying? And you see they blaming Trump for it. Okay, because y'all have to understand a lot of stuff that we're gonna be seeing is we know that it's orchestrated chaos. We have 7/11, 8/11, 9/11 all over it. So you're gonna see a lot. So this is not necessarily, I guess, what you want to call an agenda, but it's just a lot of orchestrated things happening to kind of put certain people in office, to put certain people front and center. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna see a lot of that, not just with Kierra, but we're seeing a lot of orchestrated attacks all over the world for this very purpose. They actually sacrificing themselves or sacrificing their child for the United States, quote unquote, for the United States. Okay, for the people is what they probably telling people, and really it's for your own selfish gain because it's all about money and power. It's all. How many times I told y'all, always follow the money trail. It's always about money and it's always about power, getting people ranked up or in position. In Tanika's case, sir, a lot of people got ranked up, and I showed y'all where people got ranked up. They went from wearing nappy hair to $300 weeds. Okay, I showed y'all that they either got ranked up or they got put in certain positions. So but I think that this right here may not be for just one particular agenda. This right here is more for to sacrifice for America, for where America is going. Because remember, I told y'all we live in the New World Order. And so they trying to organize their kingdom for this new election and get things in order. But God says, no, your kingdom will fall. Trust and believe that. That's why he's exposing everything today. But the kingdom is going to fall. And they just too stupid to realize it because they staring at the money and not what's really going on. They're not even looking at things from a spiritual. I just set up here and exposed all y'all. They're probably right over their head. This whole life probably did. You see what I'm saying? But that's just what I think it is, y'all. Oh, you're welcome, Karina. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, John. Mm-hmm. That's why they said this case and Kanika case have a lot of. They do have a lot in common. They do. That's why they said they were sacrificed. Yeah, yeah, most definitely, Jody. Most definitely. They do have a lot in common. Certain things, it do have some things in common. It was just handled a little differently. Like Kanika represented Aquarius. She was so they had to either put her in a pool, but you can't just throw her in the water because if you put her in a lake or a river, they probably wouldn't have found her. They needed the actual body for Kanika. So they put her in a freezer. They probably wet her up or pushed her in the pool, whatever the case may be, because I haven't figured that out yet. But she was found wet. When water represents Aquarius, with Kierra's, her sign represents air. So her story was created for her to vanish. You see what I'm saying? Not meaning that created, not meaning it didn't happen. Because I do believe when I say sometimes I say false stories, I don't mean that the story didn't happen. But the narrative and what they push in front of us is false. We cannot believe y'all. I'm telling y'all, we cannot sit here and watch TV all day and believe what they pushing. Television means tell a vision. Okay, I can literally sit here if I was one of these people and create a vision in my mind and tell it on TV if I had the power to do so. And guess what? If anybody sitting there watching me and they have any type of faith in me, they gonna believe what I'm putting out there, the vision that I just literally created in my head. And then you have websites, blog sites, and stuff like that. They just don't report whatever is given, whatever is sitting on their manager's desk. They're not gonna cross check everything. A lot of these people are looking like, oh my gosh, she was born in 91, so she's really 27. They just pushing it for a paycheck. So it's horrible, but this is real life, y'all. This is real life. All right, so Karen and Keisha knows Kierra died in October. I would love to know whether or not she actually died in October. I do have some people that feel like she is gone, but I've always told them I'm gonna hold on to the fact that I'm like because I believe whatever happened that night, and that's not having footage. Like if I had footage, I could be like, oh my God, it was a van. Oh my God, see what I'm saying? But we don't have footage of that. They kept that to themselves. They got in the round table and decided what to share with us. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, I have to just believe that she could have been trafficked too. I got to look at everything. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have to sometimes leave my own opinion out. That's why I threw my opinion out there once I gathered everything towards the end. See what I'm saying? But a lot of people just feel like that because of their own intuition, their own feeling, or whatever the case may be. I couldn't rest on that. That didn't. I couldn't just rest on it. I had to say, okay, well, we don't have a body. But yeah, they possibly could know that she's not returning, and that's why the money was not given to Crime Stoppers, because Crime Stoppers will hold on to that money. That 48,500, y'all, is not with Crime Stoppers. If that money was with Crime Stoppers, they gonna hold on to that money for the next 15, 20 years. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That money was given to the National Association of Letter Carriers, so they could have easily deposited that check and start paying some folks. Are y'all with me? If that's how they playing the game. I didn't want to put it out there, but if that's how they playing the game, they could be like, yeah, we're going to take pictures, we're going to show the proof, we're going to put out the flyer, say this how much the reward is, but we know dang on well she ain't here. We know dang on well ain't nobody going to ever claim this money. So y'all going to deposit that money to me, and I'm going to withdraw that money and hand it to y'all. Hello. Like, I considered all of that. I considered all of that. And I tried to really, put a lot out to y'all, something to think about. Because that the way it was done, it wasn't done appropriately. It wasn't done, the way they normally do it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just like, dang, did the police, crime stoppers, did they even give any reward money? And if not, why not? That's more money for Kierra. Or maybe they started off with that. I don't know. But we see that the money in the tax is being roped to the government company. And that's just odd to me. Okay, like that's really odd to me. And that check could very well been deposited to them and handed out to a few people. And they very well could have not gave it to Crime Stoppers because they knew that body might not ever come, or nobody gonna ever give a tip, and that money just gonna be sitting there for 15 years, and they all can actually get a piece of the pie. And that's just my opinion on that. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. But I do have some people that, I'm close to and I work with, and they said, Malika, I just really feel like she's not here no more. And they pray for her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to try to kill that if that's what you feel. I'm just here presenting to you the possibility of her being trafficked and held somewhere, and maybe later on something happened, or something could have happened in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That right there, I can't really say. I can't really answer. I don't know. Do you believe she's still in Chicago? She's alive and she's been giving out the traffickers. Then hell no, she's not in Chicago. They got her somewhere out the country. Most likely she's somewhere. No, nope, I don't at all. And I think that's why nobody can find her. So a lot of the moves that are being made in Chicago, going into these buildings and all that stuff, man, come on, they know what they do. No, I don't believe she's in Chicago. No. It would be too easy for her to escape. After all that work is done, it would be too easy. It would be too much of a possibility for her to escape and be able to get away and tell her story and bring everybody down. So no, they got underground tunnels and stuff in Chicago. They got the hell up out of there. That is my opinion. Karen said that she had asthma, but we don't know that. But she did say she had asthma and she needed her inhaler, according to the mom. So yes. Yes, her body just needs to be found. If it's a body, it needs to be found. But how long are we gonna sit around saying we wouldn't see a body, waiting for a body to be found? Just say, if anything, just stay hopeful, just stay positive about it. You know what I'm saying? And then if that happens, say, dang, I had a feeling, or dang, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna release energy on this case, release positive energy, release positivity, release hope, release faith. Because remember, you want to have faith in everything. Because remember, God said without faith, it's impossible to please Him. Impossible. So whenever I approach something, I try to approach it that faith. And if that's just what it looked like, I can't help but say, yeah, she, we got a body, she's gone. You know what I'm saying? But because that's something that's still a mystery, I have to just approach it that faith and just try to stay positive. Chicago is a portal to hell. I don't know why I think that something is off about that city. Not just Chicago. I'm from Detroit. Another portal of hell. Okay. You got facts, Lola? I would like to see them. If you got facts, if anything y'all got that y'all want me to, look into, I will. And I will do another part to this. But I have not seen any facts or anything about Kierra being deceased. Okay, but if y'all got facts on this, I will definitely do another bit. I would definitely share any new information. Like I said, I'm gonna still support the cause. I'm gonna still pray for her. I will still sign the petitions. I will still share the misinformation on the flyer. I might put a caption, oh wait a minute, y'all, this wrong, and this wrong, but I'll still share it. I mean, I'm just gonna be for real because I'm just too real to ignore it. Okay, but I will always come back and do a redacted version, part two, or whatever I need to do if some new information surfaces. But as of this point right here, this is what I've gathered. This is what I've selected. It took me what, about 3, 4 days, team, maybe 3, 4 days. No, yeah, maybe about 3, 4 days to work on this presentation right here. And we gathered our receipts in like a week or two. But I had, been looking in pieces in here and there, but I just went like a week or two straight just getting stuff and just focusing on Kierra case and not everybody else's, because normally I'm on other cases too. And it took about 3, 4 days to put together the presentation. But after everything that we gathered and looked into, like, this is just a conclusion that I can draw. This is the only conclusion I can draw. So at that point, I don't know what else to say until some new stuff come up. So I'm still like justice for Kierra. And I'm, like I said, me myself personally, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep the energy going because I don't know what happened to her in that footage that is not shared with us. Everything is not for the public. This is the reason why I want y'all to subscribe to Malika the Truth Seeker, because I'm going to be sharing to y'all. Y'all have to understand it's two different spectrums. It's private and it's public. Okay, so everything is not for the public sector. Okay, private is private, public is public. Think about schooling. Think about businesses. Same thing with citizenship. Same thing with, okay, everything is not for the public. So you're going to be told what they want you to know, just period. The things that happen in the private, you're not going to know all that. That's why you need some spiritual discernment, because you're not going to know all of that. It's not for you to know if you operating from the public and not the private end. If you're not a part of these secret organizations, if you're not a part of these gangs, you're not in the in crowd, in the in circle, you are public, baby. If all your information that you're getting comes from social media, you public. You're not private. Understand that. So I thank God for where he has me at, because he allowed me to be the middleman between the public and the private. He allowed me to look at and peep out what's going on in the private and relay it to the public. It's a dangerous position to be in, nonetheless, but that's just where he placed me. So I love you guys. I'm about to go ahead. I didn't block you, Lola. Don't start no stuff. I didn't block you, sweetheart. I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here because I ain't even about to waste my time. I did my job. I did what I came to do, and that's just that. I ain't about to waste my time on anything else. I love you guys. I'm about to go ahead and get out of here. Blessings, family. Peace to y'all. May God bless y'all. Stay safe. And I'll just say stay positive. Okay. I'm out.